Okay, wait. I'm pretty good at charades. Okay, wait. Here we go.
Blind. Shoulder. High.
No.
Hello, Dark Lord.
Yeah. Dark. Lord. Black. Noir. Hi. Wow, you're really bad at charades.
Welcome, Dark Lord Black.
How would you sign for Noir?
Noir is fancy black.
Wow, fancy black.
Happy Friday, everybody. I don't know why the quote system doesn't work. The bot is connected. Let me try. 10-10 ideas, 7-10 execution. Yep.
I mean, that bot. Oh.
It should be working. I will Google this really quick.
We are quoteless today. All in all, I feel like the charades worked. I'll take the 7 out of 10 execution as well.
I think so. How do you charade Friday, Tifa? Frying? Magic.
I was going for day, but I couldn't really find the right thing for day. Ah, that's also
24 hours. Huh? Yeah, you're gonna be smart. To use the quotes command, do !quote and then the quote ID.
Yeah, but if you only do quote, it should be random.
Yeah, it just doesn't work for some reason.
And I think that also
and I don't know why. No. That is weird. Which is really strange because we specifically went for systems that run locally on our computers so that we, wherever possible, are not reliant on like online services that may or may not break at any point. So, oh well.
I hope that when the AI takes over it will know I'm joking. I can tell you from experience, AI does not have any humor. We once made jokes about it and it brought us to a different world.
That is true. But to be fair, it wasn't because we made jokes about AI, it was because my girlfriend's fingers moved very fast and when she pressed the wrong button and we were cast isekai to a world strange and new.
Yeah, but the AI overlord wasn't really merciful there either. Probably because all of the making fun. I mean,
we got out of it in the end.
My glasses with this shirt.
You cannot make fun of your glasses with this shirt.
Or I cannot clean my glasses with this shirt.
Quote 69, nice. Technically, we would not have a quote number 69. Currently, it goes as high as 67.
Oh, wow.
If
that's a
we could use the
part.
quotes, because, you know, can't have fun. We're using streamer.bot for the quotes, and it is running, and Tifa, you can confirm that it is indeed connected. It says connected and it's green. Yeah. I'll try to fix it maybe during the break if I get the chance. I don't know.
Everything else still works.
Yeah, that's another bot. We have two things. Dark Lord got but hi emote. Hi.
Hi.
What? How do you charade egg? Egg bird hi. What?
I did the one because I did like this, but it's only one.
Oh,
so one
eggs,
eggs,
singular.
One egg.
Shouldn't it be eggs minus 1?
Why don't you pick an X symbol?
I think
we had this a long
was,
time ago, like egg 1.
I think pointing at us was a much smoother way.
I think that might work even better for egg.
No, I couldn't tell if chicken pooping or... Yeah.
Yeah, but what does a chicken poop out? Exactly, the egg.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, but you pick... I mean, it comes from a different hole.
First of all, Tifa... No.
Semantics.
First things first. To this day, 5, almost 6 years of streaming, Tifa doesn't understand camera frames. When you lean this way. Why do you think when I lean that way? Exactly, into the picture. Nice. Oh, let me get something. Oh wait, now you couldn't see me and now I need to refocus the camera with this lovely growl of beating thing. Anyway.
Hi, Benjamin. Birds have an all-in-one hole. Oh,
exactly,
yeah,
birds have a cloaca because they're birds and that's just something they do. So it does come out of the same hole ultimately.
Fair. And well, then I had a point, didn't I?
This is where it gets slightly... I mean, it's biology, but some people might find this gross.
What do I keep hearing?
Is there somebody having really bad hiccups or a strange dog outside our apartment?
You heard it too, right? Okay.
Sounded like a weird hiccup, like I just had, mixed with a dog being squished.
Yeah, but I heard it like several times.
I wanted to say a chicken doesn't poop out an egg, a chicken menstruates an egg.
That's me, sorry, Benjima.
Welcome to Benjima, oh, time for a break. How are you doing?
Is it that time already? Whew.
I solely use StreamerBot, I love it. Tifa moved and this website with a StreamerBot documentation just refreshed. What the... I'm closing this. This is spooky.
I did not touch anything.
Benjima solely uses Streamer.bot. Love it so much, especially now it has dark mode.
Well, yeah. Streamer.bot does not love us because now it's...
Usually it works.
Well,
this is the first time it's failed.
Starting today it doesn't like us.
Currently. At this time. We'll fix this later.
How do I get the touch grass medal? That is a good point.
I think you have to go outside.
I have not gone outside today.
This badge was earned by users who touched grass and shared their favorite IRL clips in August 2025. So you can't. And neither can we, but there you go.
The time has passed.
Didn't know that existed.
Look at Benjima going touching grass.
Ugh. Ban Benjima. No. One time I heard a noise like a wind coming through storm stripping, but it turns out our cat brought a mole into us and was very scared.
Oh no! That is cute though. The moles are so cute. Also, why did I go through the entire charades? You can hear us.
Yeah, now, currently. But earlier, I assume Dark Lord couldn't.
I thought about it so hard.
Sorry, Dark Lord Fancy Black. That's what you motioned.
How did you do the fancy black again?
Yeah, how do you charade French for noir?
Yeah, that's what I asked you.
I don't have a baguette, a beret, and a croissant ready for this. I don't have resting croissant face either. I wish I did. Oh, they're talking about me. Indeed. The mole was alright afterwards. I'm glad. Moles are adorable.
They are so cute.
I've only ever seen live moles, as in living moles, in the zoo. And they're adorable. The only time I ever saw an IRL mole outside, it had unfortunately croaked. That was sad. I was laying on the side of a path.
No, that's a shame. I've only seen a live mole IRL once, I think.
Did you pet it? They're super soft.
No, it did not have a good ending.
Oh, okay.
I'll spare you the details.
Thank you. I want a pet mole. Moles, from what I've seen, I kind of do actually have a pet mole because Tifa without her glasses acts very similar.
Kinda, yeah.
Like unironically, Tifa, if you take off her glasses and when she's looking for something, she also moves like this, kind of like a mole. Yeah. Didn't mean to put a URL, but that's what the bot is called. That is true. That's not on you. That's on Twitch being overly zealous with dot something endings.
Yeah. Well, it works.
I watched someone touch grass, clipped and shared, and then deleted all the evidence. I didn't even know you could get a badge for that. So, kudos.
Same, I completely missed there was something going on in August. Ah well.
And now it's almost October. Oh, by the way, happy fall everybody. Case in point, I can tell you that it is fall from the skin on my hands getting very dry. So everybody do what I do and remember to moisturize regularly.
That's a bit much, but whatever.
And take some.
Yeah, you put it on.
Take some. It's good for you too.
It seems the sign language for noir is like you put your fingertips on your chin and move down. But charade...
No, Dark Lord. Nuh-uh. This is one of those moments where people are telling you to do something and then they like make fun of you for doing it. Because...
Oh, that seems like a legit...
Wait. Put your fingertip on your chin and then move down. This is what I imagine it will be like. Are you ready, Tifa? And that's TOS.
Fingertips down.
Oh, multiple. See, I cannot read either.
It's French sign language too. This seems like I'm making fun of someone.
I'm sorry, but then the way I did it seems to make sense because I felt very French.
Because if you go like this, you're cussing someone out.
I think that's Italian for fuck you.
Is that Italian? I'm not sure.
I don't want to perpetuate cliches, but the 2 times we've been to Italy, I've seen several people extensively speak with their hands.
I only remember that is a bad thing, but I don't know where it came from. I know all the Dutch sign language, like yummy.
And what was this one?
Crazy.
Conveyor belt at the supermarket.
Exactly.
Jack following instructions level, challenge impossible. Exactly.
It's really not doable.
Yeah, you can make any sign language sexy if you do it like that. I can try at least. It's a sort of fuck off hand motion from Italians, I've heard. If you move your hand from chin out, that just means thank you.
Why do I have it in mind that that is a bad thing?
If I move my hand from chin out, that's thank you. Okay. Well, I'm just saying.
What can one say?
I followed the instructions. I'm pretty sure I did it wrong, but I imagine it's this.
What can one say?
Probably without the exaggerated head tilt forward. It's more like a vertical hand, so like this. Like this.
We should do a sign language course.
I feel like, in general, everybody should know sign language to some degree. And that's me saying that, who doesn't know a single sign, as I've just demonstrated quite efficiently.
For which language will you go to? I feel like that's the... I know every country also has its own language, but even sign language is dependent on the country. And I feel like, at least with sign language, it would have been awesome if that was united.
But, I mean, they developed not all at the same time. It's not like at some point everywhere in the world people lost hearing and needed sign language, so they all came together to develop it. It's more like
I guess
people have developed independent sign languages throughout time. So
sure.
Kind of like language, like one we're speaking right now. You got it. Now you know how to say, how to thank people who sign. Yeah, but in which sign language? That's the thing. Because this might not mean the same thing to everybody, as I've recently learned. Because I also thought there is universal sign language when I looked it up. And that was after we watched A Silent Voice. And then I was shocked that there are so many different ones.
Yeah. I believe everyone has its own.
I think that's an ASL. 37, Germany... male.
No choice in learning to communicate with people the first time around.
I won't be doing it again.
Understandable, yeah.
No, but genuinely, I feel like it would be nice if sign language would be taught in school. For everybody.
Yeah, I agree. The problem is that it just covers too little of a minority? How do you say that?
Too small of a minority.
Or too small of a minority that it's not...
This brings me to something. I showed Tifa, I think it was a Tumblr post that I found on Reddit. this wonderful post the other day about how to not make it a thing. And if I recall correctly, it's if I find it after the stream, I'll put it on Discord. If I recall correctly, it's somebody who is wheelchair bound posting about their experience and how they don't want it to be a thing. So they go to a place and they say, oh yeah, we are wheelchair accessible. And you show up and there's a ramp and you can just go in. Awesome. So now it's not a thing because I can just go in like everybody else. And then there are other places where they go, oh yeah, we are wheelchair accessible. And then you get there and it isn't. You have to ring a doorbell when somebody comes out. They put like a ramp down for you. They help you up and afterwards they put the ramp away. Now you made it a thing. And I brought this up to Tifa because I think we were at a restaurant in Austria. I forgot where it was. Doesn't matter. And the menu wasn't clearly labeled. They had food that seemed vegetarian, but it wasn't labeled as such. And then Tifa was like, oh, I'll just ask the waiter for you. And I told her, I'm tired of this. If I can choose, I don't want to go to places that don't clearly label their stuff. Because I don't want this to be a thing. This is unnecessary. Similarly, earlier this year, when your family came over and your grandfather was here, we had rented a wheelchair for him because, I mean, he can walk, but not as long distances as the rest of us. So to make it easier for him and everybody involved, we got him a wheelchair for when he needed a break, but we still wanted to keep going. And I pushed him through most of the day, which I've never done before because I don't know anybody who's in a wheelchair. And the moment I started pushing him around, I think pushing him around is the right way of phrasing it, I realized how freaking inaccessible things are. Because it never occurred to me. If I cross the street, I can just lift my feet to get up on the sidewalk. You can't necessarily do that if you're having somebody in a wheelchair. So suddenly, instead of just, oh yeah, let's just go there, that doesn't work. Because I have to now think, okay, so there's a bicycle path, so I can just roll over on that, and then there's like a little like inlet ramp kind of thing over there. And at one point I had to walk like on the street. People were super kind, they saw there was a wheelchair, they waved at us, they pulled over, they were slow, that was super nice. But why does that need to be a thing? And with me it's just my vegetarianism. For other people, like, their quality of life depends on it. And I think we can do better.
I do agree with Benjima though, but if you and everyone else ask enough, then they will start to change. If no one asks, they do not know. And I have told you that before as well. Like, you cannot expect them to adapt, especially with something like vegetarianism, where a lot of people say they're vegetarian, but they don't stick to the rules of...
I don't eat meat.
Exactly.
Which is a large part, but not all of it.
So you have a lot of restaurants that label things vegetarian, that clearly are not, I say clearly, it's not clear to everyone, but that are not vegetarian. And I'm not saying you should go be the Karen and complain about it, but if you ask, especially at places that aren't labeled, and plenty of people ask, there's a chance that they will label things in the future.
That is true.
Because then it's like, hey, we're getting more vegetarians or vegans nowadays.
I think in these moments I have this very romantic idea that it should be a matter of people just considering that out of like intrinsically. Like, hey, I want everybody to feel welcome here, so I do these things. But that doesn't necessarily occur to everybody. So if I do ask about it, I can make my need visible to them. Yeah. Remember when they wouldn't even let us see the food in the Chinese buffet? Yes. That needs to be talked about too. I would name and shame, but I forgot the name of a place. Benjima, if you recall, or if you do, Tifa, please point it out. When we went to London and that one day met up with Benjima and Skinner, at some point we wanted to have dinner because, you know, we've been out all day, we need food. So we were walking through Chinatown and we were all looking for a place to eat. Everybody has their preferences, and then comes the vegetarian. Now, normally, disclaimer, London is amazing for vegetarians. The whole of UK is pretty easy because basically everything is labeled.
Exception is Chinatown.
Except for some places. So we're walking through Chinatown and they have these like buffets that are cheap and look really tasty. And then I stand there and everybody's waiting for me to make a decision. Can you eat there, Jack? And I'm like, I don't know. Why do you not know? It's vegetables. I'm like, it's Asian vegetables. Sometimes they use fish sauces for flavor, and I don't blame them. That's just how they cook. Tifa went into that one place to ask, and you were told you can't go inside and check the labels or something.
Yeah, I wanted to check if they actually had dishes that Jack could eat, but I wasn't allowed inside without paying already. So I couldn't look at the food.
Yeah.
I tried to go in and look at it, and I got stopped at the lady at the door, and I had to pay to get in.
And from the outside, you could see the food, but the labels with what it is were displayed towards the inside, which makes sense for the customers.
They had a bouncer.
But Tifa got bounced at a Chinese buffet restaurant. Yeah. In the end, we had Chipotle because they labeled their stuff. Also good.
That was my first time having Chipotle. And I was...
Or Chipotle, as you should say when you want to tickle Skinner.
I was not disappointed, actually.
It was pretty good.
Yeah. The Chipotle sauce was really good.
Also, welcome in the Ranger.
I love Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life. It's a meme. Don't ask me the sauce.
And then she even said that the stuff in the window is the only veggie stuff. And the majority of it was chicken. I think you could have eaten like the vegetables.
Yeah, one was like beef with vegetables. It was like... Okay, sorry. The question wasn't, are there vegetables available? The question was, is it suitable for vegetarians? Yeah.
Yeah, the Chipotle was quite nice. We don't have one. But if I come across one again, I would definitely go there.
The way you read that line is very important. I loved it and I never cared for Mexican food. Benjima's words, not mine. Gasps in Asia. Finally got Eli to sit with lunchtime to decide what I want to eat. Chicken with rice and broccoli for maximum gains.
That's an option. I would vote...
A burrito.
A burrito? Or...
Two burritos. Food. Two burritos.
Like a dinner. I am still so mad.
Now you're making yourself sad, Tifa.
About dinner. We had the perfect dinner place. Every time I feel like I got my dinner place, it closes. First we had one around the corner here.
Rest in peace, kebab place.
It wasn't the best one out there, but it was pretty good. Their garlic sauce was
really good.
Their garlic sauce was really disappointing, but all of the rest was...
In case you're wondering,
was unnotch.
Why do you care about the garlic sauce? Because the garlic sauce is the most important ingredient.
It's really important. And then after like 2 months or so, it closed. I mean, to be fair, they opened up a shop in an area that is where the average age is like 70 plus.
Yeah, not necessarily the kebab crowd for some reason.
It's not really your dinner crowd. So they closed. Okay, fine.
Oh, you mean that place? Yeah, that wasn't that great.
That was the one here.
It was mid to good.
Yeah, but it was better than the other places we had in the area.
Yeah.
So, oyashiro-sama struck. But luckily, another one opened like a 30-minute walk away. And I was like, it is absolutely amazing. Better than the one that closed. Yeah. The sauces were absolutely divine. They had
cheaper
the biggest salad
selection. Cheaper than every
selection.
other option in the entire area. Fresher than everything else.
Well, it was still like $8.
Cheaper than everything else in that area.
Fair enough.
Fast,
they got a massive
cheap,
amount
and
of
healthy.
food. The salad selection was huge. They had awesome freshly baked breads. They had the best hummus the best plain hummus I have had. And they were amazing. And they've been here for like half a year? A year?
Half a year. Yeah, half a year I think.
And then they have shut down.
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
Yes.
And now I do not have a doner place in the area.
And then we went to a different one yesterday because it's been a long day and we both didn't feel like cooking. We go there and it's like So normally...
It was like $5 more expensive than the old place.
Normally, if you get a kebab in Germany, there is a variety of vegetables that go into it. And normally they will ask you, what do you want? And you can say everything or you can say what you want. I usually go with everything except onions because they can be hit or miss. And I kid you not, this place had 2 vegetables. Onions and tomatoes. Oh, also like 3 leaves of like green salad. I only saw that after we ordered, otherwise we would have just not ordered.
Like there was no cabbage.
It was overpriced.
Cucumber.
I mean, it was just a sad experience.
It was really sad. It was like half of the amount of food from the old place.
One we're used to.
And I think now to get to a good doner place, it might be like an hour travel. Because there isn't anything here.
Yeah.
This is it's a sad year. It really is.
Love goes out to all the fast food places you know and love. Please support them when you can, because one day they might also just randomly be gone, and then you will feel that same pain.
Yeah.
Ranger wishes we have a great stream. He's going to do chores before making lunch. Ranger, thank you for the lurk, and I hope you're going to kick ass at those chores.
All of them. In Britain, we can just say I'm getting Chinese, and everybody knows we mean food, but that doesn't translate worldwide.
Yeah, fair. If I say I'm gonna have Chinese, I have Chinese food.
Oh wait, it's the I'm getting a Chinese that does it, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because I feel like we can also I'm getting Chinese, and then it's all clear. But if I'm saying I'm getting a Chinese...
If I say I'm getting a Chinese, people will look at me funny like I'm about to kidnap somebody. That's not an expression.
That's where the difference is.
Lettuce, cabbage, garlic sauce, chili sauce on mine. Mint sauce if I have it. Doesn't sound bad. That's already more ingredients than the place we went to yesterday had.
Yeah. And the old place had like 8 sauces. It had garlic, hummus, like this thick garlic paste. It had like everything. And this one just had the 3 standard ones, I think. Chili, garlic, and kreuzer.
The hot one, the flavorless one, and garlic. That's the 3 that you can get. Normally, some places also do mayo and ketchup, like a cocktail sauce kind of thing. Yeah, I never ordered that. I think it's for people that are afraid of flavor.
I don't think I've ever seen that at a dinner place.
Because you don't pay attention, Tifa. Yeah, maybe you should look at what else they have before you set your order.
Well, I usually go for garlic anyway.
As I think you should.
And then I suddenly learned that hummus is an option. And my world opened.
That's rare.
Yeah, it was so nice.
Some places also do tzatziki. Or however you want to pronounce it, depending on if you make the Turkish version or the Greek version. Oh well.
Never had that, but...
Yes, you did.
With dinner?
Yes, you did.
What? No, I haven't.
Because we had it together, Tifa. I know that.
I have not. I would remember that.
Don't ask her. While I'd like a dinner with extra recap, you're gonna get with it in a moment. I was going there, but Tifa kept going on about her disappointment, making herself sad and me hungry and sad.
Yeah, because you came with options that don't exist.
Disrespectful, thank you, Tifa.
There was a massive back and forth on TikTok from US creators that think it's racist.
What part is racist?
Saying that I'm getting a Chinese.
Isn't that just a phrase that doesn't exist in other countries? Like, just because it doesn't exist where you live doesn't mean it's racist, necessarily.
I feel like especially on TikTok, when I watch videos where people go like, that's racist, it's usually white people that have absolutely nothing to do with the group or whatever topic it is about.
There is a large group of that, yes. Overall, I want to say there is a considerable fraction of people on the internet that get offended at things nobody else gets offended at.
Basically.
I'm not talking about things that are racist to some degree. I mean, things where everyone's like, yeah, no, it's fine. And then people are like, that's racist. No, not always. Nothing more racist than a white liberal. Hey, I'm not a racist. Am Am I a liberal? I don't even know. I don't think so.
I've never looked into the full thing of what it actually means to be a liberal, etc. But according to our YouTube comments, I am 100% liberal.
True, there was one once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I went in, then I started Googling liberal a little bit more, and okay, yeah, this kind of fits actually.
I think the proper way of describing my political standing in American internet terms is socialist leftist cuck. Yeah. I believe in universal healthcare. I believe in a universal basic income. Yeah. I believe in that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yep, that's us.
Yeah, that kind of fits, you know. And I'm like, okay, yeah, okay. I won't see it as an insult. This works.
Ascended centrist. Could do a political compass test. Maybe one day. First we need to do a Rorschach test. I haven't forgotten. Tifa, you know what test we need to pass first, though? The recap test. Tifa, what has happened the last time we played Higurashi When They Cried? Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi.
The last time we played Higurashi, we got more backstory from Takano.
Of Mio Takano. She was still in her flashback that she had while she was celebrating the getting everything together and setting up the Irie clinic. Things from her childhood where eventually the life story. Yeah, I hate this chapter.
And I'm not even the one doing the recap.
I don't hate the story. I hate the character that is the focus. You don't have to do this. Yeah, I do have to. That's the rules. We learned that one fateful night back then, after Takano and her friends ran away from that horrible torture orphanage, they did eventually get caught. But not before Takano was able to put a phone call through to Dr. Hifumi Takano.
That happened 2 streams ago.
What happened last time?
The last time we learned that a day after she got picked up by...
After. We don't know if it's the day after.
I think she did say that, but it doesn't matter. No. She got picked up by, what's his
name? Dr. Hifumi Takano, who adopted.
Dr. Hifumi, who after the phone call has gone through the public records to see what happened to the parents, which hospital they were admitted, and where she was sent to after they died. Yeah. So he went to the orphanage, picked her up, basically adopted her. She starts living with him and starts preparing him for his research. A meeting was set up with his old friend, I forgot his name too. Koizumi, who was like, oh, these sponsors are really interested in your research and you should prepare it and do a presentation so that they give you money to continue.
And when Koizumi told the other racist shitheads at Tokyo, the society, not the place, about this, and they were all like, yeah, gung-ho about it because, oh, we can prove that people are inferior through this technology, we love it. When suddenly this other important guy came inside and was like, no, we don't like it. This could be used against us. So then the people that showed up at Hifumi Takano's place all shat on him. Long story, very short, they started insulting him, told him his theory is crap, they will not support him, threw his papers on the ground, stomped over him and walked away. Little Mio Takano was very upset. Her grandfather slapped her because it's the 60s, that's just what you do, I guess. Together, eventually, they cried. Thankfully, at some point, we come to the current time again.
Not yet. Takano has there sworn that she will do everything she can to help her grandfather because his chance is kind of wasted.
Yeah.
So she decided what she can do is study hard to help him with his research.
She becomes Batman.
I'm doing the recap now. You kept messing up. We go through a couple of years where she studies, she goes to college, university, she gets top scores, she gets into a parasite program. She reinvents everything basically until she then also gets invited into the society, which is basically the kickoff to everything. So she has a long story as well about how she has such a strong willpower.
My willpower will weave my fate.
that she can defy God with it and control her own fate, because God doesn't decide how my life will be after he has fucked up everything.
You killed my parents, it didn't stop me. You did all of this to my grandfather, it didn't stop me. You put all of these impossible challenges in my life, you almost killed me so many times, I don't care. I will do everything in my power to help my grandfather, to further his research, to make him known throughout time, to help him achieve godhood, and I will do it with him, god damn it. And she does.
At some point, the uncle of course has died. We skip to a point where Takano has arrived in Higurashi.
In Hinamizawa.
To start it all off, in Hinamizawa, sorry, I'm reading Higurashi. In Hinamizawa, the Irie clinic is freshly built, it's gonna open up soon, and she goes to the shrine to once more defy God. When Hanyu has decided to reveal herself to Takano and declare wars on her.
Takano can see
For someone who doesn't
Hanyu.
Want to do the recap, you sure keep interrupting me
now
in the recap.
Now you know what it feels like. I'm adding to it.
Well, now you can finish it.
Takano goes there and goes like, haha, I don't care for God, I don't like him, but you gave me a 10 yen coin once, so I'll put it back in the offertory box. When the 10 yen coin is actually freaking rejected, it gets suspended in the air and bounces back. And that's when Takano sees Hanyu standing there and has a conversation with her. Not only can she see the ghost, she can hear the ghost.
This was the best TV recap for a long time and Jack has to ruin it. I know, right? I had it all in my mind even. And this time Jack messes it up and then he doesn't even let me do the recap.
I was getting excited, I wanted to be part of it.
I'm still really annoyed at Hanyu suddenly being able to get seen by people. Because the entire time it's like, oh, I'm gonna be alone and only Rika can see me and I don't want to be alone. And now she's like, oh yeah, I can.
The important part, I think, is that Hanyu told Takano a few things. For one, yes, you are in a way above God because you figured something out before we did. And that is that your absolute willpower will change your fate. Seemingly. We have no idea why she can see her. We have no idea why she can talk to her. We have no idea why Hanyu is talking to Takano, which makes Tifa very mad. I think it doesn't matter because it's a battle of wills. And whether you can see your enemy or not, you already knew you hated them and you're gonna fight anyway.
Yeah, but I still don't think it's smart to show that you actually exist and you are a thing. Either way, they've declared war on one another and we're still in the conversation where they are talking about who's going to win.
Yes. Tifa, that was an adequate recap.
Yours was wrong. So.
Yeah, because it's all blending together for me.
Yeah, the annoying, or not annoying, what throws you off here.
See, when I want to continue my line and she interrupts me, that was a answer.
Yeah, but now you know. The part here that throws you off is that the backstory of Takano isn't in order.
It's Inception.
In between several bits of her plot.
Yes, it's discombobulated, I think is a good way of putting it. It's like all piecemeal bits and pieces and we keep going back and forth. Sometimes we go linearly in time and then we jump back and then sometimes she has like a flashback inside a flashback and then we move forward again, but then she has a flashback to a different point, which... It's crazy.
It is.
Can you always do the recaps that well? Then I wouldn't feel the need to...
I did an awesome one and you kept butting in.
Yeah, because usually they are shit.
You're just trying to jump on my flow here. Can I press the button?
Yes, you can. No! Oh, look, video games.
There we go. Oh, and the music has been a banger here.
Yeah, there was some really good music in really unfortunate moments because it's like somewhat sad and horrible and I'm sitting here like vibing.
Yeah, it's like this sped up piano bit. That's really nice.
Yeah, there was like a dance remix of the Higurashi main theme kind of happening. I was like, okay, yeah. I mean, fucked up shit is happening, but vibes. Every recap is so impressive because I can't even remember what I did yesterday. Ranger, clearly the same. Oh, I just spit everywhere.
Usually same. Well, to be fair, you remembered even further back because you were going into the recap that we already had on Wednesday.
Yeah, I really don't care for Takano. Oh well. We're still waiting for you. You are girl.
I'm not as powerful as you are. Oh yeah, why is it girl? We already know she's
Because she
Hanyu.
doesn't know her name is Hanyu yet.
I can't do as many things as you can. Even if my willpower is as strong as yours, you're still more powerful than I am. That's right. I've gained an overwhelming power. You have absolutely no idea what I had to go through to gain it. You can't even touch me. I know how powerful you are. Compared to yours, the power my friends and I command is insignificant. But I can choose not to give up. I won't admit my loss. I won't give up until the day when your die rolls 1 and my die rolls 6. I'll prove the strength of my willpower by not surrendering to you for eternity. Stacking up stones on the riverbed will allow us to cross the river and appear before you as an equal. And that's when this long battle of fate will come to an end. Fine, come on then. We'll see who has the stronger will. Whoever has the stronger conviction will create the future. The future desired by the stronger conviction will come to pass. I will hold my ground. In my future, my grandfather's great work is praised and he becomes a god. And I take revenge on God for testing me by making me go through such misery. Stupid little god. I'll show you. I'll drag you down from your pedestal. Bring it on.
Bitch! And then she smacks her across her face with a backhand.
I wonder if that would
We
go
were
for-
this close to the end of the episode, Tifa.
Didn't seem like it.
That's true, you never know with this game.
Besides, we already went on.
That's true. Finally figured out lunch, keeping it simple for myself. Half a cup of rice will be added and a can of Campbell's chunky soup.
What's a Campbell chunky soup?
Chunky
what flavor?
Soup always sounds disgusting to me, but I think that might be nice.
Excuse
Also,
me?
Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi. This was all the intro.
But wait, no, I'm sorry. You always complain when I make the soup not chunky, and now you go like you don't want chunky
No,
soup.
Tifa,
We've had lots of discussions about this on stream.
there's a difference between somebody telling me it's chunky soup versus there is a soup with things in there which you can chew on.
Yeah, chunky.
When I think chunky soup, I think vomit.
What? Why would you think that? It's just
I don't know.
bits and pieces. Chunky. Chunks.
Possibly, yes. But, you know, one of those soups with things you can chew on. Yeah, I get it, but I to me, chunky soup doesn't have a nice ring to it. It just doesn't sound appealing.
Okay, so from now on, every time you make your soup, I'm gonna call it chunky soup so that it loses its appeal and we can have smooth soup.
Do you see how she's trying to manipulate me? In America, we say to blow or spew chunks to vomit. That's what I'm talking about. That doesn't help me associating these things like that. Do we have tips? Of course we don't, because Takano doesn't deserve any.
Also, if this was the intro, I wonder...
Can we please go back to the main characters from the first chapters?
Ah, there we go.
Or this.
You were the fourth
I'm
dimensional
the voice
being.
of the kaleidoscope, yes. Finally, please, no more Takano. He's gonna come back, isn't he? As the main character, I mean.
Takano's fine as a main character.
No. Welcome to the world of Higurashi Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi. In this world, you will be able to recreate the story from Hanyu's point of view.
Oh no!
No! That's the thing we're the worst at!
I don't even mind that, but I gave Hanyu such a high-pitched, squeaky voice. Please don't be the main character.
Oh my god.
Please.
Press R! Wow, Tifa, how dare you interrupt me? Your objective is to create the June 1983 ideal to you. You will need to collect many different fragments to make that possible. However, Takano's conviction is very strong. To overturn it, you will need a lot of effort and a lot of fragments. I'll warn you right now, it'll be a slow and painful process. Hanyu went through it for over 100 years, and she even had to stop and give in to fate. Defeating Takano's conviction will not be easy. A trial in this world will put you through as much pain as Hanyu had to endure. You may surrender, just like Hanyu did, after being emotionally worn down by the constant repetition of a world woven by countless fragments. When you feel like surrendering, you can end this game at any time. But if you do, the worlds revolving around your friend's fate will be limited to Onikakushi through Minaguroshi. By forgetting about this world and uninstalling this product, you will finally accept death, just like Rika did. Your ideal June 1983 can be created by putting together 50 fragments that are scattered all over this world. To connect these fragments together, you will need the right ones. There are 50 of them, which may be dizzying. However, this world isn't that merciless. To ease your pain, there'll be a little help for you. When you choose the wrong pieces, your only ally here will give you a sign that it's not yet time to put those fragments together. As long as the sign remains, you won't be able to connect them. You might as well go look for different ones. After you put other fragments together, you might be able to connect the ones you couldn't put together earlier. When that happens, she'll let you know. Let's put those fragments together. Then you'll be able to join the other ones too. When you connect all 50, they'll become one big fragment. Then you'll find your ideal June 1983. That's when the long-awaited Matsuribayashi will begin. Before you peek at each fragment, why don't you line up all 50 of them first? Most of them require other fragments, so there are only a few you can actually look at. Let's try to find those first. To see the conditions for connecting fragments, just point the cursor at them. Before anything else, let's find the ones you can look at without any conditions. This will be an extremely long and difficult trial. Let me tell you again, Hanyu challenged this for over 100 years and gave up on it. If you believe in miracles in the same way your friends do, even if you don't live in the world where they live, if you believe in them, welcome. Welcome to the world of Higurashi, Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi.
He almost convinced me not to continue and to just accept death.
I love the fact that I said this multiple times. What if the ultimate goal, or if the ultimate ending of Higurashi is to stop playing? To just not play, so that the suffering ends. And they just put that in there. If you accept death, just close the game and just call it quits.
Let's call it a vote.
No, Tifa, that's not what we do. We don't quit around here. We cheat our way to the end of anything.
I really should.
100 years Higurashi streams!
Did you burn your chunky Soup Ranger?
Can you burn soup?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah. Welcome to Matsuribayashi.
Depends on the soup though.
It's the second time I've read that line. In this world, you'll be tested to see if you believe in the world that Rika and the others believed in. A miracle only happens when everyone combines their strength. The June 1983 created by Takano is nearly indomitable. She's gathered many people whose powers are beyond the average person to her side, her backers being at the center of national authority. Even if 100 dice all rolled once, there wouldn't even be a chance to defeat her. In other words, a miracle is the only way forward. A miracle only happens when everyone combines their strength. And you are one of them.
If this was an actual thing of it can sense how much hope you have, We would have been doomed from the start because I'm such a pessimist nature.
At the end of chapter 7, my conviction would have gotten me through. As we started today's stream, as Benjima so aptly put, you could see the live fade from me when the recap started. I just don't care for Takuma.
Okay, but it seems like from the explanation so far, you will actually have to do things.
Apparently it's gonna get interactive, yeah.
So let's see what that is.
Are you ready? I'm more than ready. The key to a long journey is not to pressure yourself too hard. Well, let's take it at a light pace. I'll work while drinking my usual wine. Shall we begin? We have all the time in this world. A game with gameplay from Ryukishio 7? It's more likely than you think. It only took 7.5 chapters.
Even if at this point you have to click at things, I'll still not call it a game.
You have obtained new fragments. PowerPoint, oh, you're right. I think we... Oh my god. Yeah, here we go. Oh god, there is 7 pages.
7 fragments.
Wait.
Is there one you can already click on?
6 times 8? Oh no, this is the list of all 50. Do we need to go through every... Question. Wait. Question for those of you that know, just so I can mentally pace this somehow. Am I right in thinking we should or could go through every single one of these, let's call them scenarios, and then at the end we have to say how we want them to connect or not? But all of these are basically the story.
Read what is required. Here it even says Satoko Hojo's detailed test result is required, Irie's decision is required, so we need to run into those things.
The story comes in Kakara. Thank you.
What happens if you now click on something, by the way? Try to select something.
So...
Select it. Click on it.
C103 dose experiment. Satoko Hojo's detailed test result is required. Kyosuke Irie's decision is required. This fragment cannot be connected yet.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what happens if we can't.
Look for fragments you can access right now.
Wait, now the pictures. Did I already fuck up? Because now it's shattered.
Well, only click on the ones we can go in.
This scares me because I didn't save.
Oh, it said it gives you hints if you get it wrong. So it's wrong to click on that.
Okay.
You're not gonna reload.
I'm gonna save here.
You can't do anything wrong.
They changed the thumbnail. I don't like that.
Yeah, it means you won't click on it again. It's wrong.
Okay.
Okay, we can't do that one. No. No. No.
Required,
No.
required, required, required. This fragment is required first. Okay. Dam construction operation withdrawal.
Okay, so now we're gonna go through 50 scenes.
You know what I suddenly get flashbacks to?
In a certain order.
Spoilers for the Zero Escape series. Zero Time Dilemma.
A little bit. And then it's gonna end with a manga.
I hope so. I hope at the end we get to draw manga together. Okay.
So basically we have all of the chapters that or all of the episodes that we would have gone through in the list this time, and we have to find the order on how to read it. That's how I'm getting it right now.
Let's just go through it. We will figure this out as we go. Other people have finished this, so we should be able to as well.
No, it seems easy enough.
Sorry for being late. I had an unusually large number of patients today. Thank you for coming, Lieutenant Colonel Irie. Tomitake stood up suddenly and saluted when he saw Irie come into the room. Alright, stop calling me Lieutenant Colonel. I'm a doctor, I just can't get used to military ranks. Can you call me Director instead? That's my kink.
Only realize now that that's the Director. Completely forgot about that in chapter 1 when they were like, oh, something about the director.
Oh shit, yes! Irie is of course.
Somehow the click only came now.
Of course. They said director because that was Keiichi being crazed by the Hinamizawa syndrome. They were calling for help. They were calling for Irie, the doctor, the director of the Irie clinic.
You only got it now. For some reason the click only came now.
Yeah. They needed to call the director Irie to get him his medicine because he's in charge of the treatment.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know why it took this long, because we've had heard the director in the previous chapter too, I think.
Yeah, but the anime, they make it easier by calling him coach. In terms of coach and director are kind of the same also. Yeah, that would have maybe clicked earlier for me.
To be fair, that was in chapter 1 and that's been like a year ago.
A year and a half. Excuse me? Understood, director Irie. Tomitake, of course, knew that Irie didn't like to be called Lieutenant Colonel, so it was something of a joke. They laughed casually together. On the other hand, Takano looked rather fed up with it. She couldn't stand hearing the same joke over and over and was even thinking about talking to Tomitake about it. But she didn't want to hurt his feelings, so she simply never had the chance. Maybe it's because of how Tomitake pronounces it, but she keeps hearing Risa. Lieutenant Colonel in Japanese, Nisa.
So, but she keeps hearing... Does this mean Hanyu is spying on her?
Once she heard it that way, she kept hearing Irie Risa every time Tomitake said it. It's a joke. I don't speak enough Japanese to understand, I think. When Takano told Irie about it, he had a good laugh. Do you get it? We tried. Sorry, Ryokishi. Today was just a simple meet and greet, and tomorrow was the actual meeting. Tomitake had already arrived, but there would be more inspectors from Tokyo at the meeting, waiting to hear about the progress that had been made. Also, give me some of the fox you stand on. My feet are getting cold. It's fall, people. The temperatures are dropping.
Stop.
Do you mean stop? There. Give me a fox.
Yeah, but it was like this, and now I've turned it.
Wow, you put it in the most selfish configuration.
What? No, now we can both stand on the fox.
Thank you. It's like a little rug/giant like slipper you can use.
It's a giant slipper for 2 feet.
And it's a fox shape and it's adorable. Anyway, I heard the whole village is all up in arms about the damn construction project. You can say that again. The village is in such a mess. I participated in the local municipal explanation meeting as an officer.
As an office.
I was thinking the word is going to be office, but local municipal? I participated in the local municipal explanation meeting as an official, but the whole thing was alive with angry shouts and profanities. After the basic Hinamizawa Dam project was announced, the village was consumed with uproar. The government retracted their plans for concessions rather early on. They made their aggressive stance clear. They didn't want the locals to take advantage of them by showing their willingness to compromise. However, that backfired horribly. As they had historical ties to the land, the government's actions only made their bond stronger. Neither the government nor the locals wanted to back down.
People from Hinamizawa are rather hot-tempered. People from Hinamizawa are rather hot-tempered.
They're officers, even.
Maybe because they're the descendants of demons.
It's not funny. That wild meeting lasted all night. I feel your pain. Really, it's not funny, Tomitake-san. So, what's going on with the dam construction? Are we really going to submerge this village? Tokyo's applying their pressure to the situation too. Things might seem clamorous on the surface, but in truth the supporters behind it are wavering rather hard. I hope the pressure produces results soon. The whole village is buzzing with action from dusk to dawn, and I worry the villagers' minds are growing agitated. Sometimes I have to listen to my patients go on and on about their opinion on the dam construction plan. That's the worst when you have to talk to your patients, right?
And why do you even listen to them? You're too nice.
I have to. I'm a clinic director first and research center director second. It's part of my job to listen to them. That's very nice of you. It's admirable. I know the people in Tokyo will call off a plan sooner or later, but the villagers don't. So we have to live in fear that they might be forced to leave a land where they've lived for generations.
Even if they're told to leave, they don't have money, and a lot of them are old. Maybe some wanted an increase in the amount of compensation they'd be offered, but the government changed its mind. I don't think it's possible for them to come to a peaceful agreement at this point.
Takano, like, let's dismember somebody. There were actually some villagers who were satisfied with that amount and were willing to leave. However, the Sonosaki family didn't want to change their stance against the issue. They're actually leading the villagers in the fight against the government. Should read the whole thing. There are blaring announcement vans everywhere and ads and flyers are attached to the circulation notices. It's a serious matter for them. I guess I can understand. I hope the construction plan will be called off soon for their sake. Once it's called off, this village will become peaceful again. I know that, of course. Things are moving right along in Tokyo, so please give us a little more time.
I've heard a rumor from Tokyo that you're having problems finding a way to pressure the Minister of Construction. Is that true?
No. I'm not sure, but I've heard myself that we're having a little problem with some of the details. Takano had powerful people supporting her, but they didn't control all of Japan. There were some things they excelled in, but also other things that they weren't too good at. Finding a way to put pressure onto the Minister of Construction fell into the latter.
In all seriousness, though, we really won't be facing any requests to leave this area because of the dam, right?
Of course not. I can guarantee that won't happen. It's just taking longer than we thought, that's all, so please continue your research. Please continue your research. We were told that if things can't be resolved peacefully, then we may have to use drastic measures. He said, smiling. Drastic measures? What do you mean, Tomitake-san? You don't need to worry about that part, Director Irie. Please, let us take care of it. I see. Okay. Thank you for your work. Yes, Takano?
It's fine, Director Irie. The dam construction plan will be called off. It's already been decided.
As Takano giggled, Tomitake laughed too. However, Irie couldn't understand what was so funny, so he left filled up. Translation, shut up and do your work. You just kill people, who cares? Just do the thing. However, Irie couldn't understand what was so funny, so he felt left out. Irie only understood the meaning of those drastic measures when he examined a young boy he had never seen in the village before. I remember that part.
Yes, sir.
Right away, sir.
Exactly.
Sure, we'll kidnap some kids. It's fine.
Is that the end of the fragment?
Possibly? I feel like...
Yes. I'm kind of hoping all of them will be... Wait, this fragment is required first. But
okay.
This means it's cleared, I think.
Yeah, that's why it's not shattered. Okay, so now we have to find the one that connects from this.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, go back first. What was this one called?
Dam Construction Operation Withdrawal.
Okay.
Queen Carrier must be willing to participate. Results of research are required. We don't have that. Research needs to have hit its first snack. Nope. Repetitive apologies. Nope. Satoshi Hojo's sister. Nope.
Can I convince you to go through it a little bit faster when you see it's not? Because it's 7 pages.
No, you don't. Because I need to understand what's happening too. Execution order for 3rd year. Nope. A bat to beat her to death. Nope.
So how about you start at page 1 then?
Repetitive apologies are my speciality. Same. Discontinuation of Satoku Hojo's dissection plan. What? Okay, red capsule, 30 years curse, no L5 stage patient, no live specimen, death of construction site manager, hospitalization, no, Rika's father being marked, no, death of the aunt, no. On to page 3. Kioske area's reminiscence is required. We don't really have that. Kioske area, this fragment is required first. Okay.
How about before we start this one, we take a short break though?
Sure. My brain was buffering. BRB.
BRB. We're back.
We are. Group physical exams are very mean. Imagine being able to read after break. I made it 3 words in and then I flubbed.
We have speaking issues today.
Great for when you need to go through 50 of these fragments. Group physical exams are very meaningful for our research. Although it's only for certain age groups, we can examine many of the Hinamizawa residents at the same time. It's a perfect cover for our research center. Also, because of several arrangements, we have a monopoly on the villagers' corpses and can perform autopsies on them too. That feels like something that shouldn't just come out of left field, but there certainly was an environment this rich an opportunity for those in the medical field. Our follow-up on the work of the late Dr. Takano is going smoothly. The amount of data he compiled is absolutely astounding. He truly was an incredible researcher.
Excuse me, Director.
Oh, Takano-san. Thanks for your work.
We just received the rest of the test results from Tokyo. Here they are.
Thank you. It's getting interesting, isn't it?
I'm a little bit thrown off. That seat that's in the middle, why is that so high?
It's for very small patients, so that you can see them at a level where you don't need to bend over.
Oh, fair enough. That actually makes sense.
I think it's supposed to be like an adjustable chair kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's very high up.
I'll take your explanation. I'm glad we can share this joy.
Takano-san is my assistant who was sent from the Self-Defense Force. But she's far from the image I have of an SDF officer. Just like our researchers being concealed, maybe her identity is concealed too. I'm sure her name is an alias as well. I'm just a doctor and a researcher. Without Takano-san's support, it would be impossible for me to manage this institution. She's a pipeline to her clients in Tokyo, my assistant, as well as a researcher who's an expert on Hinamizawa syndrome. Just like Skinner, who I congratulate on being first, second and third. How you doing, Skinner? Happy Friday.
Everything he said.
Her existence is absolutely necessary here. The more I think about it, the more I feel this should have been the Takano Institute. The more I think about it, the more I feel this should have been the Takano Institute rather than the Irie Institute, and she should have been the director. She feels the same way, dude, don't worry. That was explained to me when they asked me to take this position. My client wanted a civilian to manage this place. I searched for a person who met their requirements, and there I was. I became the director. Is this that new 2D Silent Hill? Skinner, me buying this is why you can play Silent Hill F currently. Because it's written by the same guy. So in other words, you're welcome.
If there's anything this game is not, it's silent.
I mean...
But there are hills.
It is if you play without voices and you just read it for yourself.
Fair enough.
I have a feeling I'm just a puppet on their strings. But I won't just sit here and do nothing. I was asked to research a rare disease. I'm a researcher. So of course I'm excited about that. My client's goals might be different, but I'm here out of a desire to unravel the mysteries of Hinamizawa syndrome and be the first person to uncover a new mystery for mankind. And we have all this data that suggests the existence of a parasite is the cause of the syndrome. Yet we we still can't find factual evidence of a culprit microbe itself.
That's true. I thought we'd find it easily if we used an electron microscope.
Viruses are too small to see with a regular microscope, so the invention of the electron microscope was a dramatic advancement in the world of medicine. However, it's very expensive and there's no way for a normal doctor to acquire one. The late Dr. Takano said an electron microscope could find the cause of a disease, but it seems his theory has been proven wrong. Even Takano-san was hoping an electron microscope would find...
Say electron microscope one more time. Also, you all need a fog mod.
Yeah.
What's a fog mod?
A modification to the game that introduces fog, so you see less.
Oh, fair enough. That seems very logical.
Because fog is like kind of a big deal in Silent Hill.
Fair.
You should remember you've played one of them with me. That's true.
Yeah, true. Only one?
Well, we played 2, and because it's the enhanced edition, we also played Born from a Wish, which I, in hindsight, wished we hadn't. That was not as good as Silent Hill 2. She was disappointed when she didn't uncover anything after all the autopsies she performed. Our research seems to be having its first snag. It has actually stalled our work for several weeks now. So we need to think about where to go from here. Which means maybe a smaller than microscopic, or maybe there's something wrong with the specimen itself.
What do you mean?
For example, as you know, wild mice have tons of fleas on them, but you can't find fleas on dead mice. That's because when the mouse dies, their habitat dies as well.
So, if the host dies, the parasite's world would end too.
That's right. Just like you won't find a living human in a post-apocalyptic world. Have you not seen Mad Max?
Therefore, we just have to look into the earth before it ends, right?
That's true. However, we need to think about human rights. It's hard to look into a brain while the patient is still alive. Examining a living human's brain, no matter how you sugar-coated it, that bore very grave meaning. From a medical standpoint, it's necessary. But we have rules and morals in this world, and we have to advance medicine within such boundaries. There was a time when I was studying lobotomies for the betterment of mankind. I don't think I was wrong. However, could I ever be forgiven under our ideas of ethics? I don't know. One day my judgment will be handed down by the devil. Whether I'm guilty or not, I have to accept it. As I reflected upon my past, I heard a voice. It was Takano-san's. It was very clear and simple, yet it struck me with surprise.
Understood. Let me prepare a world on the verge of death.
What? I'm startled. Sometimes the phrase advancing medicine bore the whisper of the devil tempting us to accept sacrifices. I heard that devil whisper.
It's not that difficult. I just have to find a Hinamizawa resident who's about to die, that's all.
But even if they're about to die, who would be brave enough to provide their body for research while still alive?
Don't worry about that. If they're dying anyway, we're just going to put them to sleep a little sooner. On paper, of course.
The patient would be legally declared dead, even though they're still alive. And we'd perform an autopsy while they're still alive. That's impossible. Besides, if we perform neurological surgery, we have to do a circular incision on the cranial area. Their family will notice the marks for sure.
And that's where we come in. I'll have the mountain dogs look for a patient in the local hospital that matches our needs immediately. All you have to do is wait with a knife and fork in your hand.
I don't think you perform the surgery with a knife and fork, you sick fuck.
I can appreciate the knife and fork. I'll bring your meal right away.
Mia Takano-san is my partner, there's no question about that. But I just can't trust her. It's her extremities as a researcher which contrast largely with mine.
I mean, he's kind of done the same things.
But Are we so different? I'm here simply waiting with a knife and a fork in my hands, just as you told me to. I just don't want to witness such a gruesome scene, that's all. What she's preparing for me now is exactly what I want. Who's the hypocrite? Not her. It's me. How can I say I'm different knowing what I've done in the past? I've performed lobotomies without the patient's consent despite it being surgery that might affect their lives forever. How is that different from what she's doing? I've never doubted my past achievements. However, when I look at her, I start to feel unease. Takano-san is talking to Okonogi-san on the intercom in my office. I'm sure she's telling him to come over so she can explain to him what was just discussed. I'm simply watching without stopping her. I begin to reflect upon my past to remember why I chose to become a doctor. Okay.
I think that was another fragment. Another one bites the dust.
Is this suddenly turning into a speedrun? The answer is no. I'm pretty sure after we pieced all of this together, there's still like 90% of the game left.
It's probably much more after this.
Per consent for cerebrospinal fluid, no. The death of Koizumi-sensei is required. Medicine needs to be completed. Fever. This fragment is required first. Jiro Tomitake. The forecast said that there was a chance of rain in the evening, but I didn't think it would rain so hard. We decided to wait at an abandoned bus stop for the rain clouds to clear. I'm sorry, Takano-san.
Oh, don't be Jiro-san. I knew it would pour, so don't worry about it.
Takano-san giggled. Although she said the weather might change suddenly, I dragged her out here. I feel stupid for making her come along and ending up ruining her precious day off. I have to go back to Tokyo tonight, so it'll be a while before I can return to Hinamizawa. I didn't want to spend my last day at a cheap hotel in Okinomiya, so I asked her to go for a stroll. It's just... I'm really sorry. She teased me for a while, but only a little. She wasn't actually enjoying driving me into a corner. It's just her way of communicating, and I find it very charming. No, your penis does. I think I've become captivated by her. But on her part, I'm just an auditor from Tokyo. That's why she's being nice to me, and it's definitely not because she likes me personally. So I feel like I might have used my position to drag her out here, and that makes me a little depressed. I probably should think the slight fever I have is due to nothing more than a cold. But she was the type of person who made it clear when she disliked something. She wouldn't say so directly, but she would use all kinds of indirect expressions that meant the same thing. So I want to believe she's out here because she might be even a little bit attracted to me. I shook my head as I frowned upon my selfish thoughts. As I flexed all of my muscles in my tank top in the rain, glistening in the evening sun. Hey, Takano, those look heavy. Need help? Also, can you move your arms? Thank you. I was thinking for a second, do I move the microphone myself? But then I thought, no, we don't need a Takano sexual assault thing on screen. She chuckled as though she knew what I was thinking. I felt myself starting to regret after that.
You're a mysterious person, Jiro-san. I bet women don't leave you alone, huh? So why are you hanging out with a weirdo like me?
Because I like it when you make your elbows touch. Nothing?
Oh, I was focused on the line.
Yeah, it's fine. A weirdo? No way, you're fascinating, Takano-san. Actually, I feel bad making you spend a day with someone like me.
Of course. I've decided to devote my life to my work, but life is too dry with only that.
And ever since I met you, my life has become kind of wet.
I need to switch gears once in a while. Besides, communicating with the opposite sex is good for the brain. Is it?
That is, I think, one of the worst attempts at flirting I've ever seen. And that's coming from me, and I'm pretty damn awkward. It's all good if I manage to help you clear your head.
Don't you feel refreshed just being with me?
She gives me an impish smile that makes my heart skip a beat. Doki doki. I tried hiding my embarrassment so she wouldn't notice my ears going red. Yes, Takano. It's beautiful here. Thank you. Of course, when I'm with you, I do feel refreshed, yeah. Besides, if you learn about avian photography, I'll gain a buddy to share my hobby with. So next time, I'll bring my old camera. It's really expensive to buy a new one, you know?
Thank you. I would love to learn about the avian photography that you're so intrigued by. I'm looking forward to joining you on a stroll next time you go, so I don't need to buy a camera, do I?
No. Try with my old camera first, and if you enjoy it, then you can buy one for yourself. I'll send it to you when I get back to Tokyo.
Thank you. Then I'll have you critique my photos when you come next time.
Gets a whole roll of nudes from her. Sure. I can hardly wait to see them.
They'd be nothing compared to yours. It'd be my very first time doing it, you know. Want to share several first?
While she keeps her cool and smiles, all I can do is blush and scratch my head. Am I being conceited? I can't help but think that Takano-san likes being with me. If it's mere flattery, I don't think she'd come along this far. Oh, no. Taking a woman's flattery seriously is the mistake I always make. I shouldn't assume that she's attracted to me.
By the way, isn't this the first time we've been alone like this?
Takano, here's my underwear. Please keep it. Yeah, you're right. Usually the director or some other research staff is around.
I don't know anything about you. I don't know exactly what you do in Tokyo or what you've done in the past. I wonder what you do in the self-defense force.
I was an instructor for a while, but I was injured and hurt my eye. I can live life normally, but they made a big deal out of it, and ever since, all I do is desk work. Takano-san giggled, saying I must have done something silly to cause the injury. And when I helped PR with a magazine, I became fascinated by photography. Cameras have a power to make people happy. I bet you didn't know that. I bet you don't know what I'm talking about, but it's true. Since I started to take pictures, my life has been a lot happier.
How can a camera make someone happy?
Click! This goes straight into my cringe collection. Well, a camera takes a snapshot of a moment of life. Of course, you want to capture a moment that's filled with happiness, right? So you look for happiness through the viewfinder.
Snap.
There we go. And as you search, you realize your everyday life is actually filled with happiness. For example, a dandelion sprouting from the crack of the asphalt is just a weed in a busy life. But when you look at it through the viewfinder, it's a gift to let you know that spring is approaching. You capture it and put it in an album, and every time you open the album, you remember the happy feeling you had when you took the picture.
So you always feel that way when you take your pictures?
Sure, I don't have ambitions of taking artistic photos or capturing a dramatic prize-winning moment. That's not important to me. I want those moments we don't notice, and helping us recognize those little moments of happiness is the greatest thing about cameras to me. So I'm really glad to be able to see Hinamizawa through my viewfinder. I have a tendency to go overboard when I talk, but most of the time Takano-san playfully twists my words right back at me. So it's very unusual for her to listen to me like this. Takano like, oh my god, can we just get to the fucking part? Like, oh. I need you around my finger! Takano-san sat down next to me and tried to fiddle with my camera. I don't know how much of an impression I made, but I think she is indeed interested in cameras. I was expecting her to tease me like usual, so I'm happy to see that this is her reaction. Do you want to try?
Do you think I can?
It's easy. First, you just need to learn how to focus and press the shutter. Why don't you try to hold it? Oh, don't ever touch the lens, though.
This isn't easy.
Him mansplaining and her just playing along sheepishly.
He's not mansplaining.
I think in the 80s, cameras had already been widespread enough that people knew to look through it and then press the button and not touch the lens.
She said she never took pictures, besides depending on how you hold it. I think as a woman I can say this is not mansplaining.
Tifa, you also don't understand. Fair, point taken, however... Toxic masculinity at work. However, you, Tifa, also never get it when a guy is flirting with you at like a store or something. The other day, we were out and about, and I had to go pee. So we walked into a department store I had seen earlier because I assumed department store have toilets, which this one did. So we go in, and I look for a little like map or something that tells me where the toilets are. And the thing says, yeah, 3rd floor. So Tifa goes in with me, and as we make our way to the escalator, Tifa gets approached by this one guy who is there to sell perfume. And then he gives her a sample. And then Tifa smells the sample. I tell Tifa, I need to piss. It's not like, I would like to peruse the bathrooms, please. It's I can piss my pants or we can move. So I tell Tifa, I need to go. But Tifa's like, oh no, this smells really nice, yes.
At this point I was having a conversation with the guy. You can go to the toilet yourself.
And so I did. I stomped off on the escalator before I peed my pants. And when I'm done, she is still nowhere to be seen. So eventually I get downstairs, and then the guy is looking at her with eyes this big, trying to save her every moment. And in the end they were talking about the history of the building. And Tifa's like, No intention of buying anything.
I already told him I'm not buying it. We were just having a conversation. And he did not look with eyes that big, savoring every moment. We were having a conversation. Not everything is flirting, you know.
Don't use the ones on display. I did not.
No, it was nice. Nice perfume too.
Since she seemed to show an interest in cameras, I wanted to take a walk around Hinamizawa and take some pictures of the scenery. But unfortunately, the rain doesn't seem to want to stop. But she was still having fun and kept taking pictures inside the bus stop. So the first set of pictures she ever took were of odd things in the dark little building. Since then, every time we'd meet, we ended up walking around the village with our cameras in our hands. That is so sweet. If only I didn't fully believe she is playing you for a fool to use you as an asset whenever is convenient.
Well, she did say she really did start liking him.
I think that was a lie.
I don't think it was. At the end, I really don't think it was. Also, out of my own curiosity... Hey, you found one. Oh no.
No, I haven't.
Out of my own curiosity, are all of these fragments this short?
I don't think so. I think they are varying lengths.
I kind of hope they are, because that makes planning and all of that so much easier.
Next one requires the death of a construction worker. We don't have that. A bottle of wine. Nope. This fragment is required first. Here we go. Another one. A local explanatory meeting.
I do wonder though, with all of the fragments that are required first, why they didn't just put them together. I guess because the order, yeah.
For 7 chapters of Higurashi Tifa, you were talking about how you prefer games with visual novel gameplay, breaking it up with interactive bits and pieces. And in chapter 8, Higurashi finally does it, and you're like, why don't we just tell the story?
Clicking through pages and finding the one you can actually click on is not interactive. Especially not since you read every single word on every single frame.
Consider it a first-person shooter. I aim the cursor and I click and execute.
Nah.
So the dam construction will bring in new jobs and revitalize the local industry.
That's not what we're saying! Who the hell gave you permission to build a dam here?
You squeeze tax money from us and this is what we get in return. Who do you think pays your salaries, huh? Look, we're trying to explain to you.
We don't want to hear your excuses. We want to know when you'll stop the construction. You're useless. Bring the Minister of Construction here. He'll get to the bottom of it.
Shut up, you yuppie! Hey, you paid with our tax money, so why the hell are you talking down to us from up there? That's a good point, by the way. Remember, public officials work for the public. That's why they are public officials. Come down here and let's speak face to face. The auditorium is filled with angry shouting. The sign at the entrance says, Hinamizawa Dam Construction Explanatory Meeting. Every time the official on the stage tried to say anything, the citizens packed into rooms silenced him with their shouts. Trying to ignore them, the official continued to explain the pros of the dam, but that just further infuriated them. Between the stage and the citizens there was an open area where a police squad is standing by. If they weren't there, the citizens would jump onto the stage and start a riot. You have a failure state of a cracked display, but you could guess correctly. Oh, so the next part of a game happens after we clicked on all of them? Is that how it works?
Well, no, at some point it's not. Some of them say not, this is required first, it says this and this scene is required. So we have to remember which of the fragments that has happened, what we have collected already, and then we go into that.
Okay, but does the order matter?
But the order is kind of told out for you, because it says you need this and this. You can only get this and this if you have been able to click on them.
Yeah, but there's still an order.
Yeah, there's not a one-by-one order, but there is a little group order.
But there's still an order.
Yeah, there is. Otherwise you would have been able to click on everything from the start.
We're talking about two different things. I'm saying once we cleared the fragments, this is required first, and then we start to get to the advanced fragments.
Yeah.
Does the order I choose them in matter?
No, as long as you have unlocked it.
I hope so.
But in that regard, there will also be an order, because you need certain fragments to be able to go through it. So they will force you through an order anyway.
Also, the we I take as in we go through all 50 fragments, and after we've seen all of them, then the game moves on to the next chapter.
No, I think the we was to my explanation. Oh, I'm the narrator. I'm watching all of this from the back of the auditorium.
Oh shit, you've been the narrator the entire time for this fragment. Sorry.
It's obvious to anyone that they're being swallowed by their anger. They've become filled with a bloody red rage. The anger that came from a certain purpose became a purpose in itself, and it creates a vicious cycle where anger leads to more anger.
Is it just me, or does this... Oh, this is messing with my eyes.
No,
does this slowly shift towards like violet purple?
It does.
Ah.
Anger is a necessary emotion for humans.
I don't know why, but this is really hard for me to look at.
People face many difficulties in their lives. Anger gives them the motivation to fight and conquer such difficulties. Therefore, anger is an essential part of life itself. So I will never reject anger itself. However, anger like this, that goes far beyond normal, makes people forget their purpose. That is no longer an essential part of life.
Han, you just described parts of your internet.
As the blood rushes to their head, a person can't even remember what they've done. They go out of control.
Ah, it shifts more. Ah, I swear, why does this make my eyes feel so weird?
I'm not sure why they're doing it.
I can explain to you why. Because my brain saw this background image at first, and it was a white... the blinds, they were white. And now they shifted to whatever you call this color, but somehow my brain is telling me if the white shifted to that color on that part of the screen, everything around me should too, like the sun is changing or something.
It's black and blue.
It's clearly white and gold.
Such emotions are very painful, sad and difficult to endure. I can clearly see the villagers who live alongside us turning into demons. I understand the rules of the human world. The power of an individual can't be compared to the power of the government.
Have you seen the second Pokemon movie? The Power of One? Pokemon the movie 2000, Power of One. That's the Lugia one. Spoilers.
Oh, that's the name of it.
Yeah,
I've
that's
seen
the
it so
power
many times and I don't even know the title.
Fake fan. Fake fan.
There's a limited edition release of all the Pokemon movies coming next month, I think, by the way.
Might be.
FYI. For those interested. To be able to fight, an individual needs to become part of a larger unified power. But to steer that unified power in the right direction is extremely difficult.
Get it? That's what we're trying to do.
The cycle of anger leads to more anger. Not anger that helps you live, but anger that exists only for anger. It's just like being a demon.
Or a Twitter user.
And this emotion is capable of violently rousing us from our long, peaceful slumber. Everyone is immersed in their own anger.
Or doom scroll. Same thing. Yeah, Jack, please. This is why I mean, I don't use Twitter because it's run by a guy that did back-to-back Hitler salutes. And that person doesn't deserve my attention, money, or any of that kind. But that's just me. It boils all down to the same thing. She's effectively describing what we can perceive to be the ass or underbelly of the internet. That's kind of where it all collects sometimes.
We lived peacefully with the villagers while we slept quietly. Yet now we've awakened, and it's like the world is trying to return to that age when demons were set to rise from Onikafuji Swamp.
Wait, we were making fun of people on the internet, sorry, idiots on the internet, not regular people. Do you think this is the royal we and Hanyu is describing literally what has happened? That Hanyu sprung into existence, was reawakened into the world by the anger of the people of Hinamizawa?
She hasn't talked about herself in the we form yet. It could be that there's more beings like her.
Oh god,
but that still doesn't make sense because she's lonely and there's no one else.
Yeah, but maybe she was asleep.
I keep shouting at everyone to get them to calm down. But my voice can't reach them because of the vicious cycle of anger. Even so, I'll continue shouting, hoping even one of them will hear my voice. Because if I don't do anything, the demons may awaken. The demons that went into a deep sleep may reawaken because of this commotion. Then all of a sudden the atmosphere changed. Looking up, I saw that the angry exchange between villagers and those on the podium have devolved into confrontation between the villagers themselves. What's going on?
Yeah. Can you do the Satoko voice? Just say anything in Satoko voice, please.
I can say anything.
I can say anything. Shut up! Those are our reasons, not you. I'm trying to do Satoko voice, but make it that. Shut up! Those are your reasons, not ours. Don't pull us into this, you old hack.
Who the hell cares? The hell you say, you bastard!
Hey! Do you know who you're talking to? This is Oreo-san. You've got some nerve, huh? Who the hell do you think you are? Shut up! Sunazaki? So what? I'm Hojo. Get your goons away from me.
Hey, Hojo. How dare you say that when you want the village to be submerged? How much are they paying you?
If Satoko's dad is Hojo, is Satoko's mom Ho-Jane? Hojo... Sorry, I was trying to break the tension, everybody.
Even God is sad because it started raining outside.
I understand, but 6 out of 10! That is way higher than I anticipated. Thank you, Psycho.
Same.
Shut up, you old geezer. Listen, there are plenty of poor people in Hinamizawa. Not everyone is rich and has fields all over the mountains like you do. I'm satisfied with a compensation from the government. They've even offered to provide us with public housing. Yet you're ruining everything, you assholes. Don't pretend you're the same as us. If you want to fight with the government, why don't you fight by yourself? Then who's going to pay you? Then who's going to pay? You? I'm poor and I have 2 kids at home. I was planning to start a new life by leaving here in peace after getting compensation from the government and finding a job elsewhere. But you? Since when did you represent me, huh? Do you think that you're that important or what?
Hey, Hojo! How dare you betray us? Then get out! Get out of this village!
Sure, I'll be happy to. But you're going to pay what I'm entitled to, right? You're going to pay me every yen of a compensation I was going to get from the government. Even if I wanted to leave the village, I don't have the money. If you're going to pay me, I'll leave straight away. I need to get higher standards. No, you... For my sake, everybody, you need to lower your standards. So I can clear the bar.
It's fine if they're in the gutter.
Yeah. Or below. I'll take lower too.
Hojo is right. There are plenty of residents who are willing to leave. You 3 families shouldn't drag us into this.
Agreed.
What the hell is this? Who just spoke? Come on, who was it?
If you want to stay, then stay. We have a right to leave, so don't interfere. That's right. Back the hell off, you damn Sonozaki hag. Of course, we'll compensate the people who support the damn construction plan. We most certainly will not steal the land from you.
Shut up, government dog. Are you trying to divide the village? Die, Hojo! You don't deserve to breathe the village air. Hold your breath and suffocate to death.
Screw you, old hack. I'll murder you ass. Step up front, you damn hack. Hey, stay out of this, you fat pig.
Very good. That was very good, Hojo. I haven't been this pissed off in so long. You'll get what you deserve. Look forward to it.
I smile, but this is so dumb. Nice kneecaps you have, eh? Shame if anything happened to him.
My baseball bat fits perfectly on top of him.
Get him! Get him, Hojo! The government has to provide us new jobs, shelter and compensation. Hey! Stop this violence! All of you, stop it! Stop it!
This kind of feels like work at this point.
Yeah, I feel like I've been in this meeting before at some point. Thankfully, not in the last couple of years, but I feel like I've been there at some point.
I think the last few months, all of my meetings go roughly like this.
By the way, this sounds really wrong, but I cannot confirm this. Because, I mean, sometimes we both work from home. And, I mean, I cannot hear what she's talking about, but I feel like if the meeting went exactly like this, I would be able to hear her through the walls and the doors.
There's shouting, there's arguments.
Then you
There's
seem...
just no death threats.
Good, let's keep it that way.
Like hell, bring it on! Come and get some! Everyone is being tainted with the bloody red anger. And I can only watch. The least I can do is to apologize for the tragedy that is about to happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. This is how things started. From this day onward, the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family will wage a feud against each other, and the Hojo family will become ostracized within the village. This marks the beginning of Satoko and Satoshi's lives of tremendous hardship.
Was this the repeated apologies that we needed to unlock the other fragment? We earlier saw one.
Technically, there was some apologies, but I wouldn't sum up the chapter like that.
Or is it more meta like this, like there need to be more fragments with Hanyu unable to help and apologize for it?
No, I'm quite sure every line is about a fragment.
Okay. Rika and Sato's shopping trip? Nope. Rock candy as a treat? Nope. conflict between the Hojo family and the Nozaki family is required. Self-introduction of Satoko Hojo. No.
Should we first go through the fragment is required first and then check what we'll need?
No.
Well,
If
what I do need
wanted to do that, I would be doing that.
is a short break.
Again? No. Already.
Yeah, it's 9.
So?
You were like, we need a break every hour.
It's been 40 minutes. If you need a break, you need a break. I'm just calling your bladder out. BRB.
BRB. We're back.
We are just in time to have taken a break for when Benjima shows up. Sometimes it just be like this. So,
what are you all doing?
What do you mean you all? I'm just one. Are you blaming Benjima for that? Satoshi Hojo.
It's been a while since he showed up.
Who is this? I
Satoshi?
guess I'm Satoshi? As in the narrator is Satoshi? Oh god, how did I do his voice? When I asked Rika-chan, she said Satoko might have possibly gone up to the mountain behind the shrine. She's fond of going there. That mountain is covered in with trees and vines and fallen logs, and she really likes the area. Any child would dream of having a secret base. I can't believe Higurashi predicted Generation 3 of Pokemon. Secret bases were a thing in Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald.
Don't remember.
You could use a Pokemon's move to create a secret base in certain areas.
Really?
Yeah, in like walls and trees.
I don't remember that at all.
I thought that was the dumbest thing ever. Because in gold, silver and crystal you could decorate your own room. And I thought that makes much more sense.
Wait, is that where you have to first like mine in walls and stuff and find gems?
That was Diamond and Pearl. The remix. Brilliant, shiny Diamond Pearl thing.
Okay, then I definitely don't remember.
That was the shit back then. I hated it. I didn't like it. I also never figured out how it's supposed to work, and like the small rooms that they give you with like the weird layouts never really did it for me. Jack with a bad taste again. And still I bought Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Alpha Ruby, Omega Sapphire.
Doesn't mean your taste increased.
Still supporting them. Any child would dream of having a secret base, and to Satoko a secret base is the whole mountain. However, the mountains were undeveloped territory, making them a dangerous place that was easy to get lost in. As her brother, I'm a little concerned that she spent so much time in it. But maybe I should worry more about myself getting lost, since I rarely come here. The mountain gets dark quickly when evening falls. If I still can't find her, I should look for her somewhere else. Ranger, enjoy a drink. Satoko! Satoko! I'm yelling as loud as I can, but in the woods my voice doesn't carry that well. According to Rika-chan, she has been making her secret base in this area. She goes up there alone to expand it. What does she mean by expand it?
Make it bigger, obviously.
Thanks, Tifa. If it's a secret base, she must not want anyone to find it. Does that mean she set up some traps? Considering that, I should have noticed the traps on the mountain before one got me. What? Suddenly my foot sunk into the ground and snagged on something like a jump rope tied beneath dried leaves.
Foot snuck in the ground, spiked on a sharp, pointy thing.
Like Tomb Raider, and then shish kebab.
Yeah.
No, I was thinking more like Team Rocket trying to capture Ash and Pikachu. Like suddenly hole in the ground where I fell into it.
They should try spikes once.
Nobody wants to see Pikachu die, Tifa. Sorry, not nobody, but I think the people who watched the show didn't.
Well, the chance of Pikachu getting hit is smaller than Ash and the rest.
You really think Nintendo would greenlight a show in which the 10-year-old main character dies? I mean, arguably episode 1 of a Pokemon anime. Anyway.
I'm still waiting for Pokemon episodes that are more in line with the manga.
That's never gonna happen. I heard some noise from up above, and then a big ball made of branches fell right next to me. It had to be one of the playful traps Satoko loved. If I wasn't so lucky, I'm sure the ball would have hit my head.
Oh my. Look who's here. It's you, Nini.
Satoko! No! This kind of horseplay is dangerous.
Did you not see the sign put up by the Forestry Service? It clearly states it's dangerous to come into these woods. My wonderful traps will welcome anyone who ignores that warning.
As her brother, I should stop her from doing things like this. But when I see her brilliant smile, I can't say anything else. I haven't seen that smile in some time. By the way, Satoko, weren't you told to come home by evening since we're going out for dinner tonight?
I don't want to go. Why don't our mother and father go by themselves? If you want to, you can go with them, Nini.
Are you still angry at father?
He threw an ashtray at me.
No, that happened with our previous father. Our current one hasn't done that.
He locked me out on the veranda. He didn't feed me lunch. He complained I got him the wrong brand of cigarettes, and then he slapped my face saying I shouldn't be a picky eater. And then...
She isn't talking about our current stepfather. Things about all our different stepfathers have mixed themselves up in her head.
Obviously, her mother has very bad taste.
Every time our mother remarried, we had to call a different man our father. The word father isn't a word that should be taken lightly. If you don't truly acknowledge your man as your father, how can you call him that? And that's how much weight it carries. However, just to make things smooth and peaceful, I used the word father even if I didn't want to. And it was too difficult for Satoko, young as she was, to do the same. And ever since Satoko was very little, she's been having troubles with all our stepfathers. She's never opened up to our current one. To Satoko, a father figure is no longer someone she can trust. It's true that our current stepfather doesn't have any experience being a parent, so he sometimes gets rather upset with her. But ever since the incident where Satoko called the child abuse hotline, our stepfather regretted his mistakes and tried his best to communicate with her. Even my mother realized how much Satoko has suffered emotionally when it was pointed out by the social worker. She's doing her part in trying to bring Satoko back into the family. There's so much to unpack here. I'm glad they seem to want to do better though. The OG Pokemon manga was wild.
Yes. It really was.
Yes.
But I would
Pokemon cutting each other apart.
I would love to see that in an actual series.
Never gonna get officially done by Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's just not a thing. I think the closest we got was the Detective Pikachu Hollywood movie.
Which I also miss. Still waiting for the second one.
But Satoko completely refuses to even try. It's understandable though. Her childhood has been filled with misery. Satoko can only open up to me. That's why I have to be the one and only family member she can trust. Otherwise, she'll be all alone in this world. But a brother and sister alone can't be considered a family. Even if we don't get along now, if we continue to communicate, even in a small way, we may be able to become a real family someday. Satoko, our current stepfather is getting nicer. He says he wants to make up with you.
That's news to me.
It's because every time he tries to say something, you run away. He wants to talk to you. He says he won't make you eat pumpkin anymore.
That's a lie. He said I couldn't leave until I ate my pumpkin and he tied me to the chair.
Again, she isn't talking about our current stepfather. Satoko, just come home with me, okay? Mother got a free dinner coupon and we don't want it to go to waste, do we? We already have a reservation, so we have to go today.
Why don't you go, Nini? I prefer staying home alone.
Satoko usually doesn't stay out playing this late. She knows we're going out and that's why she's out here alone. Although I want to snap at Satoko, I controlled myself. Because she only has me. I can't scare her. Please, let's go home, Satoko. You don't have to decide to go or not right now. You can think about it after we get there. And besides, without your help, I can't find my way down the mountain.
Nini, I've brought you here so many times already and yet you still haven't learned. What am I going to do with you, Nini?
Satoko holds out her hand. She often says she's embarrassed to hold my hand in front of people, but she's holding out her hand right now. I took that hand. Satoko's fragile hand. I have to protect her, as her big brother. Let's go home, Satoko.
Sure.
And when she killed the guy she conflated all of her mother's ex-husbands into. I still think she causes that somehow. And I really think that at least one of the reasons why all of these different guys become a blur for her is Hinamizawa syndrome. Also,
well, she's also like, what, 6?
I've never been in this situation, but maybe you want to not introduce every guy you meet to your young children and have them try to bond with them.
But she doesn't. She marries them.
Maybe you want to take it a bit slower with the whole marrying thing.
Yeah, but it's a different time. What you gonna do as an alone woman?
Nothing.
Yeah. Notice of leave of absence, part-time job required.
Also, wait, 1 second.
Awareness required.
Can you go back to, I think it was on page 2, with the repeated... what was it? Oh, here.
Repetitive apologies are required.
Okay, so can you click on it?
A murder with a dismembered body. Early summer, 1979 AD.
Okay, but now...
We unlocked this one, yes.
Yeah, but now it becomes actually important to remember what actually happens in every fragment.
That's always been a thing.
Yeah, but
because these are all story parts that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, but should we write down things that we have seen?
I haven't so far and don't plan on starting now, but if you want to, I won't stop you.
Yeah, but we're gonna go through these fragments over, I don't know how long it will take, but let's say we take 2 weeks.
I repeat myself, if you want to write stuff down, go ahead.
I think I will.
Like, we don't have to be in agreement about this. You can literally just use the laptop at your...
Yeah, but that's annoying.
And she's out of frame.
I'm gonna get paper. Yeah, to get paper.
You mean like the paper right here that you could use?
No, I'm gonna use this one.
We literally have a stream notebook here.
I guess.
And I didn't need to leave the frame. Oh look, it's a growler.
It's fine if people can't see your face for a second, you know?
No. My favorite letter is X with faces. Now laborer number 2.
First I'm writing down what happened in the previous one.
Do you want to share with the class what you're writing down?
Shit, damn it, shit. Manager? Manager, come on, say something! Manager!
You idiot! He's dead already!
Clang.
A loud noise snapped everyone out of it. Someone dropped the shovel he was holding. The shovel was smeared with reddish black blood. No, not just the shovel. All 6 construction workers' clothes were blood-soaked too. One of them cried out to the silent dead body of a manager which was drenched in blood. Manager! Manager, oh!
Shut up! He's already dead! It was self-defense! Right? Self-defense!
The fight had started after the manager yelled at them for drinking beer inside the office. There were no drinking and no smoking signs everywhere. The manager harshly scolded anyone who broke that rule. So it was the 6 workers' fault for disobeying. But they drank because they were stressed out by the anti-dam protesters. That's why they said things to provoke the manager. They told him to step out, and the others went along.
So is this how the guy died? It wasn't even the mountain dogs?
The construction workers toiled hard and long hours. That's why they instigated the fight with the manager to release their stress. I had expected to just curse at each other or to end up in a wrestling match, but things escalated. Or, to put it more accurately, the manager exploded all of a sudden. Spontaneous combustion! Pfft.
Well, it's Hinamizawa syndrome, I suppose.
The manager had to deal with the residents' protests as well, so he was just under as much pressure, or maybe even more. But how he changed was not normal. The manager was calm at first, but he gradually became more aggressive, and it was like he transformed into someone completely different. No, it was like he was possessed by something evil. The men who instigated the fight sobered up when they saw this behavior. Then, the manager picked up a shovel that was nearby and tried to smash his opponent's head in with it. He managed to avoid the hit, but if he didn't, his head would have been surely split open. The manager kept pounding on him with a shovel, even as he frantically tried to avoid the hits. By this time, the worker had realized that this was beyond a simple fight, so they tried to hold the manager down. But the manager turned on them with a shovel too. One of the men tried to protect himself by crossing his arms above his head, but there was no way that could have blocked a shovel swung with such force. Blood spurted out and the man groaned in pain. By this time, the 6 men had realized the manager was not his usual self. This manager would try to bash in their brains without hesitation. Since their opponent was using a shovel as his weapon, they had to find some kind of weapon too. One of them grabbed a huge hammer, and the others realized they needed to find something as well. To restrain the manager in that condition, it was better to arm themselves. Blagent.
How are you doing, mommy?
Welcome in, mommy, and that is as horrible as it is a beautiful wordplay. It wasn't supposed to be this way. It didn't take that long for the madness to infect the 6 workers. It was only a matter of time before they went from restraining him to lynching him. By the time they realized what had happened, the manager was already a lump of meat. His face was swollen, shreds of skin had been torn off, and his muscles and skull were visible too. Obviously, he was quite dead. Fuck! He almost killed us, remember? If he hadn't attacked us, we wouldn't have fought him, right? The leader of the 6, one who instigated the fight, tried to bring the rest of his side. Started classes this week. Nice. How are you liking them, mommy?
How have they been going?
I say, saving myself from bludgeoning more words. The leader of the 6, one who instigated the fight, tried to bring the rest to his side, but nobody replied. And so the leader became frustrated. He was the one who started the fight. The rest simply joined in. He was the main perpetrator. Maybe that was why he was feeling so exasperated. He sensed that he was the one at fault. Don't just stand there like a limp noodle. It's too late. We killed him and there's nothing we can do about it. We're all murderers now. Buck up.
You ain't thinking about turning yourself in and doing time, are you? Fuck you. I can't go to the slammer at my age.
We're hiding it. We're hiding this corpse and pretending nothing happened. Some of them knew he was on probation for an assault incident once before. So if he got into trouble with the law again, the punishment would be more severe than they could imagine. That was why he was trying so desperately to find a way out. If he was alone with the manager's body, then he wouldn't have behaved this way. All he would have to do was to hide the manager's body and pretend nothing happened. But there were 6 of them, including him. They were partners in crime and witnesses too. If even one of them turned himself in out of guilt, he'd be in big trouble. Classes were good, just some introduction classes mostly.
Okay,
Alright.
That's a nice start of the week.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ease in a bit.
Oh, do you got a plan for next week? But even if we hide the body, they'll find out sooner or later.
Instead, we should plead justable self-defense and they might end up pardoning us.
Justable?
Justifiable.
Don't be stupid! Look at what we've done, look at his face! Who would think this is the result of self-defense? His parents wouldn't even be able to identify him in this condition, you idiot!
But even if we hide it, everyone's going to find out tomorrow morning when he doesn't show. It's hopeless.
What's hopeless is your damn brain, you shithead! He slapped the other man in the face. That was a good one. The leader had such an evil look in his eyes. Listen well, dipshits. We're all murderers, okay? Keep griping now and we all get slammed for 5 or 6 years. Just one of you here try and blab. We'll all be locked up. Don't underestimate the pen. If you're prepared to be caught anyway, then run like your life depends on it. You can resign yourself to it later when it's time to pay the piper.
This is one thing I did not expect though.
Same, I expected it to be the Mountain Dogs. But hey, the guy could very well be a secret member of the Mountain Dogs.
No. This is now just Hinamizawa syndrome in play.
Possible, or it could be a plant.
A plant?
Yes. One of the members of the Mountain Dogs.
Why would it be planted? The manager, it even said the manager snapped. He became like a person they didn't know and started attacking them and tried to kill them with a shovel first. How is that planted? Or how would
his
someone...
thinking is making me need oxygen.
Or even if someone is planted within the workers, how did they trigger the manager's response?
Turning on a fan. Yeah, no, true. It has to be Hinamizawa syndrome.
Yeah.
One guy goes nuts from all the stress and then the rest react to it, causing more shit.
Yeah.
So to start, had a start test about English grammar, the very theoretical part like tense, name and such, and even though it's been almost 3 years since I was in high school, I only had one small mistake. Nice. Congratulations.
It helps to speak English this often.
Yeah. I mean, even if you do speak or use English fluently, there is still, I want to say, a difference to the very theoretical parts. Like, can you explain why a sentence structure is this way?
No, that is true. I was more thinking of the way that it's less easy to forget as well if you keep going.
Fair enough, I guess. His visage turned more and more demonic. It was the same expression the manager had just a few minutes before. Was he possessed by the same thing that possessed the manager? The 5 men started to think that way. Now that they considered it, all the villagers in the anti-dam protest had the same expression on their faces too. The real name of Hinamizawa was Onigafuchi village. People said that wicked demons lived there and sometimes defied gravity. People said that wicked demons lived here and sometimes they possessed people. Men couldn't help but to recall that exaggerated story often told by the demonstrators. Putting demon back into demonstrators. See what they did there? I see you, Ryukishi, I see you.
Coincidence? Yes.
Yeah, but like I'm using English daily, but it's not like I have past perfect continuous in my daily usage. Yeah. Mami, thank you for pointing out exactly what I was referring to. When Tifa was first coming over here and learning German, she was like, so why is the sentence structure like this in this case? And I told her, I don't know. I just can tell you that the way you said it is wrong and the way I'm saying it is right. Because I know it to be true, but don't ask me the why.
And that's why I didn't learn properly. I'm just kidding.
Unironically, part of why Tifa learned imperfect German is because my father doesn't speak proper German, which is funny because he was born and raised here. He's never been anywhere else. He just, I guess, doesn't care. And he's one of those people that believe if you speak the language properly, you're an idiot. Which doesn't make sense, but that's not the point. So when I specifically asked him, hey, I know you don't care about my opinion on this, but there's somebody coming here to learn the language. And she needs to speak the language to get jobs. So can you please try to use language properly? No, he didn't. And every now and then Tifa makes like a grammatical mistake or something that she clearly picked up from my dad, and it pisses me off so fucking much. Unironically, that I haven't forgiven him for that. I hate him for that. Alright, but Tifa, Dutch sentence structure is not all that far from German sentence structure. That's what I told her too when I learned the Dutch sentence structure.
You'd be surprised how far off it can be though, because sometimes I directly translate lines from Dutch if I'm uncertain and then he complains about my sentence structure.
Yeah, also because you're using expressions that just don't exist.
Not just expressions, it's also just normal lines.
Dutch is drunk German, yeah.
No, I think it's the other way around.
No. Dutch is if you are drunk to the point of almost alcohol poisoning as a German and you are trying to tell the nice police officer how to get you home. Yes. Ik weet het niet, meneer policeman. However, there's funny vocabulary differences like bellen or huren. Yeah, that is true.
Not huren, huren.
I was saying the German way.
Oh.
Bellen, which in Dutch is to call millennials, to call people, or huren, which is to rent something. In German, bellen is to bark, and huren is the plural of prostitutes.
Yeah, but as huren, as it is written, is to rent.
Like I just said.
But the way you pronounced it, hoeren, is hookers.
Yes, that's what I just said. Thank you for confirming it, Shiva.
You said it the other way around.
Yes, German first, because your language is a joke.
Yeah, that is what threw me off. Also, Ruben, how you doing? Glad to see you again. We have made it to the fragments in chapter 8.
We're breaking the tension of dismemberment and murder with talking about barking and hookers in Dutch and German. As we often do, for some reason. Anyway, the Dutch language is a joke that a whole government and culture have played on the rest of the world for way too long. Love goes to all of the Dutch people, but your language...
I am not a huge fan of it, but we can argue about that.
I forgot which one it was. I once picked up a poetry book, a Dutch poetry book, and I flipped through the pages and Tifa told me, oh yeah, those are famous Dutch poets. And I went through one of them and I asked Tifa, do all of your poets use simple language? Because there is nothing flowery about this. There's nothing pretty about this poem. It rhymes, which I like, it tickles the lizard part of my brain, but I could have written this. And when Tifa told me, no, why would you make up fancy words for all of these things? And I told her, for the sake of expression? Like, it's the difference between red and scarlet. Or crimson. You know? Those are 3 shades of red, but they imply very different things.
But you can also express yourself in a language that the majority of the country will understand, instead of throwing fancy words in it like in Higurashi that nobody knows except for apparently 6-year-old Japanese kids.
You can tell from her getting slightly triggered that I'm red. Got some $8 headphones and a chopper minifig. Nice. Welcome back to Audioland, Dark Lord.
That's a gameplay in Higurashi? No way.
That threw us off so hard.
I still cannot call this gameplay.
It is.
Now you're just making me search for the episodes. This is not gameplay.
Deal with it.
Yeah, I will deal with it.
Tifa, hot take, and I know this is a stretch, but please follow me on this one. Choosing the right fragment to click on is the same gameplay loop as Counter-Strike or Call of Duty for the younger crowd. You aim around with a cursor, you look for a target and you click on it.
Yes.
It's literally a first-person shooter, except for the movement.
Completely the same, true. How could I be so blind?
Gameplay loops the same. That's an insane comparison, but you understand it. Just saying. So, is there gameplay? Yes.
Sure, we'll take it.
A bit slower pace, but okay. Thank you, Psycho. Thank you. You understand what I'm trying to say.
You don't agree with him on this one.
No, thank you. Thank you. Mechanically, it's the same thing. I click on things in an order. Guess all that matters is poems is rhyming. Not really, but I like it. Meanwhile, The manager swung the shovel after his expression changed to that demonic one. There was no guarantee this man wouldn't do the same. In fact, he was still squeezing the hammer in his hand, glaring at everyone and threatening them. If someone suggested surrendering, he'd probably smash their head in with it.
I know.
Here we go.
To make sure nobody betrays the rest, I have an idea.
Let's split him up.
It will make it easier to hide the body too.
Hell yeah, dismemberment. What is it?
I think we swapped characters around.
No, I'm very happy that you got this one now.
We're gonna cut up the body into 6 pieces.
6 pieces? The long-awaited sequel to One Piece. What? We all wanted to object to the idea. Killing him was a serious crime itself. Dismembering the body would be too much. God, my life. 2 geniuses, 1 thought's gonna beat you to it by a split second.
And this is indeed our last resort.
It is, indeed. I like the meta concept of only adding choices in Higurashi after Rika and Hanyu decided to become proactive members and actors on the stage instead of mere audience members. Yes, Ruben. When earlier the narrator voice in the kaleidoscope world between the fragments went like, if you want, you can choose to give in and accept their death. Stop playing the game, uninstall Matsuribayashi. Yes! I was talking about this. Uninstalling and not playing the game on a meta level is a gameplay move in Higurashi. I felt so rewarded. Yes.
If you mention it like that, by the way, though, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, when Ruben says it, it makes sense. When I said it's stupid.
When you say it, it didn't make sense at all. It didn't click. But now it actually clicks because now it's like you added it after they became proactive and you just didn't explain it like that.
Rude, but fair. That awkward moment when me and my 5 friends are secretly Dexter walking. Suffocation, no breathing. I forgot for some reason.
I've actually started watching Dexter now. Quite a nice show.
Not for me. But if anyone objected, he'd be killed on the spot. So no one said anything. We'll all cut him up together. Remember what the manager used to say? Teamwork! We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. Take a part and hide it in the swamp, 'cause we can. Don't let the cops
Why am I
find it.
typing backwards? The fuck?
Wow. You completely ruined the song.
Sorry, Mommy got me. Mommy, do you smell toast? Sorry, do you breathe toast? You're going in reverse. I think I'm back. Welcome back, Mommy. I was about to call you Mima. Get it? Reverse?
Oh, Mima works.
Sorry, M-Mom. Mima was funny on mine. Watching the last Higurashi stream and realizing that awkward moment you ended it just before the scene was ending. Yeah, I told her that too when we started it.
The problem is, in these scenes, it's
You never
either
know.
just going to end or you are about to get into a really long talk and explanation. It is so hard to judge in Higurashi.
Blind playthrough, we don't know. I mean, if I had known, trust me, I would have continued. Because, like, from an editorial standpoint, it didn't make any sense in hindsight. But, you know, YOLO. Don't call me Mima. Mommy, can you make us some cookies, please?
Mima? Mima? Femom. Femom.
81 Femon. You started with a reverse stuff. Just saying. Oh, mommy. 81 Femam. Yeah.
No, what?
What's up, 81? I wish someone told you that scene was gonna end. Ruben, even if somebody did, we would have ended it there, because the last couple times we asked people, how long is this still? We were told, it shouldn't be that long.
You're
and then
almost
it was still
at the
2
end.
hours away.
It was like an extra hour and we still didn't finish it.
Yeah, so fair, good point, but I didn't, my PC did. You bought the PC, you're responsible for the action.
Never remember where the chapters cut off.
Chapters?
If I would now redo it, I still wouldn't be able to pinpoint the moment.
I would. May I continue my dismemberment lines now?
Oh yes, gladly.
We'll all... I can't do it without thinking of High School Musical. We'll all cut him up together. Remember what the manager used to say? Teamwork. We're all in this together. We'll each take a body part and hide it responsibly. What do you think, huh?
Also, now we swapped again.
Shut up. This way we're all equally guilty, right? I won't let anyone give themselves up. Evil dismemberment laugh.
Oh.
It took me a moment. The 5 men were all taken in by this ghastly face. I could even feel the fear of the Onigafuchi demons creep up their backs. It's fair too. Just ending apparently means different things to other people. Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes we take a while because we have wild tangents. Sometimes there's a screen transition happening at the same time, but sometimes there isn't.
Okay. I'm glad this worked. Now I say we just go back to this bloody blah is required first.
Disagreed. We'll offer the body parts out of a plane, then they'll all be soaring, flying. There's not a star in heaven that they can't reach. I don't remember the melody of that part. But potentially, yes.
We usually don't. That's okay. We were on page 4 or 5.
The death of a damn construction site manager is required.
Might as well.
Making progress here, people. The old guy. Wow, that was butchered. That's the usual quality you get when I sing. And I'm not doing it bad on purpose. I'm just gifted with this level of badness.
I was on track, but he interrupted my song.
I'm happy I can do the Super Mario Brothers theme. That's the extent of my skills. That's all I can do. Oh, and no, I tried to do We Will Rock You and I fucked with that too.
That wasn't even the right beat by far.
There, redeemed myself. It only took 2 attempts to do the most memorable song in the universe. No. Yes. What did you end up thinking about Mio's backstory? I don't care. I don't care. It's sad. Let me elaborate. It's sad. It's fucked up. I understand why she came to the conclusion to do the things that she's done. I fully understand why she goes that way, and in a sense, I mentioned earlier that she became Batman. I do find it very admirable that her willpower, her drive that she developed through all of these things made her achieve all of these things. But at the end of the day, she decides to do horrible things to other people, hurt people, but regardless, she still chooses to perform an autopsy on a live person. She still ends up choosing to execute by a gunshot to the head several children later, and God knows what else that we didn't see. Her having a fucked up childhood doesn't excuse this. So, do I feel bad for young Takano? Yes. Do I believe Mio Takano is a piece of shit, and if she was on fire I wouldn't piss on her by the end of the story? Also yes. So ultimately, I don't care.
I'm 50-50 about it. Not about how Takano turned up, but about the backstory itself. Half of it I didn't care about, which was the whole political part and the backstory regarding the war. Not really my topic.
What if Hitler?
I could have personally done without, but understand it's necessary for the full picture. What I just really disliked about it was the order. I would have liked to get all of that.
Of the Inception part of it.
Yeah, I would have liked to get all of that in the order it actually happened. To have her as the kid where her parents died and then go through it step by step. Because now you kind of jump through 4
Back
different moments.
Sometimes flashbacks within flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would have preferred that to just be in one line instead. All in all, I see why it's necessary, but
fair.
Threw me off a little bit.
If your heart rate monitor makes such sounds, well, you're in a hospital already. Yes, I will need that.
Best place for that to happen.
Oh, sure. It's always 2 booms followed by 1 clap. Oh yeah, that sounds more like it. Thank you. Swing your arms from side to side.
Do the Mario.
You're my princess.
That's very sweet.
I know. It's very much a great parallel to most of our main characters too, who all did fucked up things. Yes. But I can forgive them because they are still children. And I joined them on the journey of why they did these horrible things. So it's easier for me to understand. And again, they are children.
It's the whole person did horrible things, but we learned their backstory in detail and we like the character, so we forgive them.
Yeah, but I don't. Children make children choices. And Takano is at some point old enough that I believe she should think about, should I be doing this? Should I be willing to do all of this? Is my goal noble to help my grandfather? Yes. But should I be doing this that way? I think the answer is no.
Well, yeah, because if you don't, you'll just get ridiculed and you never get there.
Would you describe Takano as childish?
No.
No. I would describe Takano as a deeply disturbed person. A product of her surroundings.
Well, I wouldn't even call her deeply disturbed, honestly.
Yes.
I would just call her a person with a mission who doesn't care about what happens to the rest.
She's Batman.
She's lacking empathy.
No, she's Batman. She's gone through something horribly traumatic, and her willpower makes her do awful things.
She has the horse eye caps on and is just focused on the carrot in front of her.
Eye caps?
Eye caps, that's the word I was looking for.
No, that's what you said. That's not a word.
No, the things that horses have on their heads so that they don't get distracted by everyone around them.
Blinders.
No, it's not fully blinded. It only covers
They're
the side.
They're called blinders because they blind you to what's around you.
Oh, well, you also have things that fully cover their eyes. I thought that was the blinder.
You mean eyelids?
You know. Anyway, I think it's clear what I mean here now.
As we know from the hit British television show, Peaky Eyelids. Eye caps made by the same company that made the eye cup. Don't tell Apple.
It covers the eyes usually, then it's not the blinder. It's literally just only on
it's
the
a horse
sides,
mask. No,
so that they can only look forward.
No, Dark Lord. A horse mask is a BDSM thing. We're talking blinders. Or definitely called disturbed. Her ability to do such terrible things with no capacity for empathy is not normal. Her history of abuse does explain that element in some way. 100% agreed. Yeah. Now, will Ooishi ever get to say anything? I don't know what to say. I want to say something, but I can't think of the right words. I can only sigh.
So who was this?
Ooishi.
Oh. Ah, ooishi-san. I've been looking for you. The section manager asked me about the wanted poster.
Be quiet! This is a place of rest. I shouldn't have said that loud. As Kumagai barged into the room, the old coroner quickly snapped back at him.
Sorry. The section manager asked me about the wanted poster for the suspect.
Can you talk to Kumiyama-kun about that? I need to speak to the coroner here. Could you tell him I'll be right over?
Okay.
Kumagai ran out of the autopsy room with the same haste he entered in. Lively, isn't he? The old man would have slapped him for making such a fuss. You probably should go back too. The iron here isn't for people who aren't used to it. You're right. If I slack off too long, I might get slapped as well. Here in Shishibone, all the hoodlums crossed the street when you passed through, yet he is the only one, past or future, who's ever punched you for splitting your sumo wrong. His what?
It's a...
sex move.
Mahjong move, I think.
I think it's a sex thing.
Sure. Splitting your tsumo wrong in
How
sex sounds
it's how you
very
get
painful.
pregnant. If you split your tsumo wrong, you end up pregnant. That's just how it is.
Or that.
Will Ooishi get something to say? I don't know what to say. Yeah. Poetry, it rhymes. Now our team's playthrough, I played with Forensics chap, tends to be a recurring theme ever since the Silver Case.
The Silver Case?
That's a different game.
Objection!
No,
Phoenix.
that's not Ace Attorney.
Oh.
It's a completely different game.
Oh. Then I didn't say anything.
Tifa looked through her.
Here I thought I seemed
Horseman.
sophisticated by knowing it.
Eye caps.
You call them oogkleppen in Dutch.
I'm sorry, what?
Eye claps.
Augenklappe in German.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blinders.
No. I'm gonna Google what that thing is actually called in English later.
I do think the concept of politics being tied to Takano's actions interesting. Me personally doesn't find politics interesting at all, so the politic talk goes over my head.
Same. I find it so boring. So it already started off with the politics part in the beginning.
History.
And that went...
Not politics.
It was.
The first scene was the
It was the society bit.
The Tokyo people coming together and circle jerking each other about their supremacist ideas. Yeah.
So it first starts with politics, which is already boring. Then we go into war history, which I also don't like in this form of entertainment, as I'll for now call it. And then it's like, oh, this is gonna be a long chapter.
Yeah, we could have skipped that for me too, because I expected them to be pieces of shit, and all of this told me, yeah, they are pieces of shit.
Yeah, but it's necessary
I knew this.
to not leave holes into the story.
Yes. Politics can determine what is considered history. That's true. I think showing how deep it goes shows how difficult it is to solve IRL problems.
Yeah.
That is a fair point that I didn't consider. True. From a realistic writing perspective, this makes all the sense, because it isn't just they're evil, but hey, this shit is actually happening outside of a game too.
And how are you going to stop the government?
Yeah, it's not just a matter of, oh, I pressed the right button and then I fixed the world. Yay me. It's more like it's deeper than that. Good luck solving all of this outside of the confines of the screen. Yeah. Explanation of Tokyo's motivation was cool, but actually listening to the conversation was boring as fuck.
I agree.
I didn't need their motivation. Like, the moment they told me there's a secret society willing to use all of this stuff as a weapon, I already thought, like, so it's a bunch of old, probably racist, insane people willing to literally do whatever it takes to stay in power and further their own power. And at that point, it's just like a blanket of things they could be doing. And fair enough, they did. He really was a merciless man. I think he punched me more than my real father. Doesn't matter if he was your real one or not. If you looked up to him in the same way, then he really was a father to you. I tend to not look up to the people that punch me. Can you stop doing that? Tifa is using real paper to write down notes, and now she is having her pen here, and she does all of these moves, and it's totally not annoying me. This is why we normally take digital notes. Yeah, we'll decided to return Japan to how it was before the war was cool. That's all I needed to know. Same. My mind filled in the blanks what that would entail.
I'm also someone that doesn't need all the little details in this case. But then the details I do care about, they just skip. Like, I wanted to know what happened in the torture rooms. I wanted to know the details. And then they just go over it.
Yeah, in a way I get it. Like, you're telling me horrible fucked up shit is happening. Tell me that. You know, don't just go there and then close the door. Go all the way. My real father passed away in Nagoya. He was unlucky. Sorry, Nagoya. Let me redo that. My real father passed away in Nagoya. He was unlucky. If he wasn't given the order to move to a plant in Nagoya, he wouldn't have died in an air raid. If he could have rode it out another half a year or so, then the war would have been over. I was sad, of course, but I was grown up enough by then that I didn't cry into the ground like my mother did. But people feel sadness in different ways. For some people it comes all at once as an overwhelming wave, but others feel sadness gradually over a long period of time. I think I was the latter. When he was alive, I only thought of him as annoying. In my mind, I even cursed him with questions about why he avoided the draft. When I thought my feelings towards him would always be the same. And I thought my feelings would always be the same. And then the war ended. As I saw families and friends being reunited with joy as they came home from the front, it finally happened. I grieved for my father's death. Japan was filled with people who were sad and full of despair. I knew I wasn't the only one whose life ended up that way. But I remember I was very, very heartbroken. After the war, the nation completely changed. As a policeman, the environment I worked in went through sudden changes too. In order to forget my sorrow, the only thing I could do was to devote myself to my work. At the time, I was in charge of busting people for buying rice illegally. I conducted spot checks on travelers at major train stations, and boy did I find a lot of them. There was a fairly big black market in Gogura, and a lot of people came from as far as Osaka to buy it. After the war, Japan faced a chronic shortage in food supply. To those ends, the nation instituted a food rationing program by signing the Food Control Act. But the rations the government provided weren't even close to being enough to feed families. Therefore, people had no other choice when buying food and supplies on the black market. The government hardly had enough food for rations, but there was somehow plenty on the black market. The dealers were sold at outrageous prices, and some of them became quite wealthy. Sonozaki. I knew it!
It was already on the screen.
Nah, my brain doesn't register that.
Wanting to go. I'll lend you time. I have a pretty open Saturday, even at work. I am really looking forward to it.
I need
Appreciate it. Wanting to create a biological weapon and how that ties this whole government thing to the importance of Hinamizawa syndrome was all that was important to me plot-wise personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but especially after they have fleshed out everything in the other chapters, they also couldn't just go like, hey, the society wants to make a biological weapon and she got chosen to continue that. I understand it, but...
Yeah, in a sense, I think it would have been kind of disrespectful, for the lack of a better term, to have 7 chapters of a story where they dedicate hours of explaining how board games work and then not tell you the details of the evil secret society behind this. You know, that one is clearly more important for the story, and I mean the board games.
I didn't like it, and I also found it pretty boring, but if they didn't do it, it also probably would have thrown me off.
Yeah.
Fair is fair, there is no doing it right.
Unless it's like in an action movie where the bad guy goes, oh, don't you want to know why? And then mid-sentence the good guy shoots him in the head. It's like, I don't care. Fuck off.
Yeah, but this is not the type of story. That wouldn't have worked here either.
Yeah. Sounds like the Lord of the Rings books. The Lord of the Rings actually benefits, I think, from not telling you the motivations of the forces of Mordor. Because, do you care? Sauron is super evil and magic. He hates all life, apparently. Do you need anything more than that? He's basically the devil, so fuck him, right? I do like how when the bigger picture becomes clear, all the main characters we know start to feel like insignificant lost individuals in a fog created from a force bigger than them. Just like real life can sometimes feel. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very, very realistic.
I mean, there's a difference if you think you're up against one person who's trying to do all of this, and then suddenly you realize there's an entire organization behind it that spans over the entirety of Japan. I would probably just lay down and die.
Yeah, it isn't, oh, I need to find out who kills me. It's like, I need to find out who kills me, and then kind of solve Japanese supremacists? That's not like in order to survive, I don't go to this restaurant on that day and then get killed on the way. It's more like, how do I fix the world? Good luck with it.
It's not this random person that's killing you all of a sudden.
Yeah. Hi, mommy, thank you for checking the tags. Even Ooishi, who felt like a big force in early chapters, is just another small bug blind by his own biases. Yeah. Takano merely a pawn in the greater scheme of what is going on. Yes. A willing pawn. Willing. I want to reiterate that. Because she isn't forced in this position. She is going into this position.
They're all using each other.
Yeah, of course. Sonozaki family made their money through that black market, but that's another story. The government didn't bother arresting these dealers. For with their money, they were able to buy off the top members of the police department. Instead, they decided to go after the people buying the goods and even confiscated the rice they bought by selling everything they owned. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't there a prosecutor who starved himself to death? Yeah, there was. A prosecutor who vowed not to eat illegal rice starved to death. Wasn't it in 1947? That was horrible. He, a public prosecutor, proved it himself that people couldn't survive by adhering to the law. How would you allow that to happen as the government? I mean, people starving because of bad food rationing, it's fucked up, but I can see a government doing that. But to let a government official die from that is like, you want to keep the peace, so wouldn't you want to keep up the air of this works? If you're still hungry, well, skill issue.
Well, he refused to eat.
He refused to eat illegal products. He stuck to the rationing, and that's why he died. Because the food they legally give you isn't enough.
Well, skill issue.
It's usually hard to force someone to eat. Yeah, but why wouldn't you increase his rations? And just lie to him about this? Oh, we don't know. That prosecutor had grown tired of the government charging people with doing whatever they could to survive. And he proclaimed that he was never going to buy black market rice again. In 1947, he starved to death when he was only in his mid-30s. The law prohibited people from buying black market rice. But that was the only way to survive. In that case, was the Food Control Act a bad law itself? The death of a prosecutor was seen as a desperate message to the government about the unjustness of that law. We rounded up people with bags of rice and lined them up at the temporary inspection point next to the station. It was like a military tribunal. We inspected their bags and confiscated everything that they had bought at the black market. The women all cried. We sold everything they owned to buy the rice. They pleaded that if we confiscated the rice, how would they feed their starving children? Doesn't make sense, huh? Yet they forbade you from going after the sellers, so it was absolutely unfair from the view of the people. Everyone was on edge. If they heard a police inspection was set up at the next station, they'd jump off a train and run. We were aware of these people, so we set up several police officers near jump-off spots in order to capture them. I remember chasing after women carrying several kilos of rice on them. That was when I first met the old man. Man, I was surprised. Remember my father? He looked exactly like him. I really thought that maybe my father had miraculously survived the air raid in Nagoya. He was chasing a man who was running away from the inspection point. There was no way for him to run with a heavy bag of rice on him. So either he'd get arrested with the illegal rice or escape by ditching the rice that he bought by selling all of his belongings. In other words, if a person is being chased by the police, that person can't provide his family any rice to eat. Of course I felt guilty about that. I knew people had to buy the rice to survive. So we had a tacit agreement to let those who ditched the rice and ran and get away. Blech. The women cried, just like the Higurashi. Indeed. So we had a tacit agreement to let those who ditched the rice and ran get away. So I always thought the same thing as I chased them. Please, throw it away. I didn't want to catch him, because I didn't want to hear him crying and pleading in distress. It was then that the old man showed up. Would you like to tell the class what just happened?
No.
That sounded like a question, but it was more like a...
It was nothing anyone noticed. I dropped the hairband I've been playing with.
Do you still have anything else to fidget with, or have you now gotten all out of things to fidget with?
I'm all out.
He looked exactly like my dead father. I was dumbfounded. Then all of a sudden he punched me in the head. If a father disciplines you as a child, you lower your head in apology. she has grabbed a glass cloth.
It's better than not to.
You could hold my hand.
No, your hand is warm. Or cold. Oh, it's really warm actually.
I'm a hot guy, what can I say? I was so happy to see my father alive, but I couldn't hold my joy in. The old man said, "Let him go!" When I heard his voice, I realized he wasn't my father, so I thought I'd arrest him for assaulting a policeman. But a young man like me, who'd barely grown any hairs yet, was no match for an older man used to fighting. I didn't need to know about Oishi's grooming. Yeah, he sure taught me a lesson. He gave me a good scolding in the middle of the street after I was all beat up. Who would even listen to him, right? But something struck me then. It was him. He struck me again. I kept seeing my father in him. All I could do was listen. Yeah, he was a ruffian, but he showed his guts like a real man. That's what made him such a great guy. Am I a great guy now? I showed you my guts. You don't see men like him nowadays. He was a true example of a man from the good old times. Just like Keiichi would later be. Despite my age, I still needed a father. I needed someone to look up to and to show me what makes a man a man.
A manly man.
Toxic masculinity. Yes, but unfortunately, realistic writing. Remember, it's the 1980s in Japan. And suddenly I'm thinking, Mulan, make a man out of you. Catch rest of the VOD. Gotta charge my phone. Dark Lord, thank you for being here as long as you could.
See you soon. Have an awesome weekend.
Happy charging. When I think about it, I really did have two fathers. The old man was a father, a brother and my best friend. But now, here he lies with his head, body and arms and legs all dismembered, and his right arm hasn't been found. He taught me how to be a man, how to enjoy alcohol, how to play mahjong, and with that right arm he gave me a good beating when I did something wrong. But that right arm is still missing. I have very different values. Do you have any suspects? Yeah, of course. I swear I'll find the old man's right arm and pay him back for what they've done to him. They're running Hinamizawa from the shadows and inciting this collective crime they call the damn protests. The Sonozaki family. I declare war within myself. How do you know who my enemy is? Except they are not your real enemy.
Yeah, but it makes sense to suspect them.
Even Oishi getting some characterization. Even more actually, yeah. Okay, we have done... Okay, that one we haven't done.
That was just a test.
2, 5, 7. We've done 7 out of 50, Tifa.
Not bad. Let's do one more.
One more?
Yeah, let's do one last one.
I expected Tifa to complain, oh, we should end the stream at some point, I'm getting tired. Okay.
Honestly, I also prefer these shorter bits. Like, you're not stuck in
the
a
pacing
long...
is different.
Yeah, you're not stuck in a long conversation that lasts for what I feel like 2 hours that you need to keep following.
Satoshi Hojo's part-time is required. Nope. Satoshi Hojo's awareness of his sins is required. Nope. Ryugu family's move. Satoshi Hojo's awareness. No. T-set. No. A red capsule is required.
Not yet. I saw one. This one is first.
Strawberry milk candy. Nope. This fragment is required first. That's a good one because it's Satoko Hojo and hopefully there's no issue and I can rest my voice a bit. Also, I look forward to this because unironically, Satoko is my favorite voice that Tifa does of all time so far.
Yeah, because it stands out compared to the others.
No, because I love the energy you give it. I think I like your Satoko voice even a little bit better than your Monokuma voice.
Oh, okay.
A smidge. Because I also like Satoko better as a character. Better.
I don't think I ever topped Monokuma. Like, ever.
By the end, you sounded more Monokuma than the actual voice actor. This is practically just piecing together the past 5 years. I hope it won't take us 5 years.
Yeah, but what I do like is so far it hasn't been a repeat. That's the bit that gets a bit annoying in the other chapters. When you go through a scene that you've already had, but they go through it again.
Yeah, because like 80% in, there's a new aspect you didn't know about, but we need to reset up the scene to lead you there. And then half of the outcome is still the same that you already know to a degree. Yeah, this so far is 50, I hope so.
It's fresh.
It's 50 parts we didn't get to see it.
Yeah.
In relatively condensed capsules.
It helps.
My name is Satoko Hojo. But Hojo is my current father's family name. I was also Satoko Hatake, Yoshizawa, and also Matsura because of my previous fathers. I'm still not used to being called Hojo-san.
Also, real quick, she's like 6 at this point? No, Satoshi graduated last year. Let's say she's 8, so she's like 7 now. Something like this. 6 or 7. And she already remembers 4 husbands.
That's what I'm saying. She kept remarrying.
A lot, I feel, for a little girl in that time frame.
If someone calls me Satoko, then I know that person is talking to me. Because Satoko is the name I've been using since I was born. I don't understand why my mother keeps getting married and divorced. If she's going to get a divorce, why does she get married?
That is such a kid thing to say.
If she's married, why does she get a divorce? I've asked her before, but depending on the situation, her answers were different. When I asked her when she was married, she got angry. When I asked her after she got divorced, she cried. I don't understand the meaning of marriage, so I have no interest in drawing pictures of a bride in a wedding dress. I don't think I'll ever get married. I don't want to keep changing my child's last name.
I think it's easy to do what I just did the entire time up until this line, to sit here and smile at how Satoko's very kid-like views are informed. But at the same time, doesn't that kind of hurt? Like, it feels like a gut punch, in a way.
Not really.
I think it's sad.
My teacher once asked if I liked my mother. I think it was when I was in kindergarten in Okonomiya. That was a very difficult question. Because sometimes I loved her very much, and sometimes I hated her very much. I couldn't decide.
Well, that's kind of what it is like to be a child. One day they hate you, one day they don't.
One moment they love you, and another moment they hate you.
Yeah.
This is one of the things I remember from being a child too. Yeah.
When my mother was nice, she smiled all the time. She made us happy. She thanked me for being her daughter. When my mother wasn't nice, she frowned all the time. She treated my brother and me very poorly. She told me I should have never been born.
Yeah, like, I fully understand, but that is a thought that crosses your mind as a parent. Like, no judgment there. Like, I fully respect everybody that has made the choice to become a parent and at some point regrets it. I think that's normal, and I hope that ultimately your answer is no, but I don't regret it. But you shouldn't say that to a young child. I feel like when your kid is older, old enough to understand the nuance of all of it, maybe you can have that conversation. But to tell a kid you shouldn't have been born, that's a fucked up thing to do.
My teacher asked me if I liked my father.
Which one?
That was a very easy question, because I always hated him very much, no matter who he was. The new fathers always treated me nicely at first, as if I was their real daughter. They always told me I could think of them as my real father. But they couldn't be my real father. Besides, I didn't even know my real father's face. How could I call them my father? I couldn't. It was disgusting. Right before divorce, my fathers always became very irritated with me. They treated me like a cockroach. They told me they didn't have money to feed me. They threw things at me and they locked me out on the veranda. I was told I could forget about them because that was all in the past.
Yeah, but you don't forget that. You never forget that. To some degree, you might move on at some point, but even then, the memory will come back at some point. I feel like that comes in waves. At least it does for me. Just reminds me of Shion's last line in chapter 5. I'm sorry I was born. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that was a different teacher from a different school. Maybe that's true. Because ever since Hojo became my father, my mother has been smiling. I haven't seen them get into a fight as I have seen happen just before a divorce. They have little arguments here and there, but those don't lead to a divorce and they always make up. But I'm sure they'll get a divorce sooner or later.
I mean, at this point, you're just waiting for it.
It's just a pattern.
Yeah.
Like, without like any negative connotation, that's just the pattern you're accustomed to so far. A new guy shows up, what she just described, and then they leave at some point. It's like that's what happens, right? That's how this works, right?
And then it will be the same old stuff with the family court, divorce settlements, a night flight, and child support. So who knows how long this Hojo will be my father. That's why I don't even feel like calling him that. He also treated me well at first. But when I didn't call him father even after he asked me repeatedly, he became irritated. They'll get a divorce soon. When my father gets into this mood, a divorce is on the way. After a divorce, it's my mother's turn to be irritated with me. Then she'll tell me she shouldn't have had me or she can't be happy because of me.
Oh, please take these children away from her.
Why is my existence causing problems for my mother? I asked my brother and he told me. If you have children, it's not easy to find someone to get married with. To my mother, remarriage is a very important job, so I can understand having children around will cause problems. I think I finally understand the reason why I'm a nuisance to her. I asked my brother something else. Why are children hated by new fathers? Well, that's simple. That's because family members all have different roles. A mother's job is to love her children. A father's job is to love the mother. That means I'm a nuisance to both my mother and my father.
Oh, color change.
My brother is more mature than me, so they don't look down on him as a nuisance. But maybe I am. No, I am definitely a nuisance. So now I know.
Hinamizawa syndrome.
Oh, true. That's the thing.
When the color changes,
It's the
goes
emotion.
to the next stage, basically.
Both my mother and my father want me dead. But if they kill me, they'll be caught. But that doesn't mean they won't kill me.
Yeah, here we get to the jumping to conclusions and the delusions.
If I were to look down the cliff, and if no one was around, my mother and father would push me off for sure. My father has become abnormally nice to me recently.
Oh, don't tell me this is how she ends up killing her. Sorry. This, because I don't want to pin this on her, because I don't think she's responsible for any of it.
We don't know if she actually is the one that kills him. It seems likely here.
No, sorry. I know we probably mean the same thing and you don't mean anything by it, but I think the wording here is super important. I think unwillingly Satoko causes her parents' death.
What happened to them again? They fall off of a viewing platform?
A landslide, yeah, they fall down a cliff basically. And I think
they get pushed.
I think it's this. She is there at the cliff with them. She has those thoughts again. It escalates in her head. They have a tussle. They lose their footing and they fall. But she doesn't. So the idea of if we stood at a cliff they would push me down gets flipped on its head, where they are near a cliff. She thinks they're going to do it, and then in the kerfuffle that happens, they fall, not her.
That could be.
Child's innocent mindset trying to understand complex human relationships is heartbreaking. Yes. Especially if
with all the negative
comes
stuff.
Down to this. Satoko's getting infected and her text is going red like Reina in chapter 6. Exactly.
Do we remember to what stage Satoko got before she got medication?
No. I don't remember. I think they said L5 when it was at its worst.
Because L5 is the terminal phase, but then it could very well be that she just pushed her parents off.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna learn in one of these fragments.
He started to act that way ever since I made the fake call. I know for sure that it's just a part of a plot to kill me. So I won't let them trick me. I'm sorry. Lately, when I listen very carefully, I can hear a voice apologizing.
It's Hanyu.
The voice sounds similar to mine. Her mother must be telling her that she shouldn't have been born. I'm sorry.
Assuming it's on you.
But I won't apologize like that. I'll live. I am going to strike back. I'll kill before I get killed. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Nobody deserves this.
That definitely explains why she got Hinamizawa syndrome. That's not the type of... It's not pressure, but not the type of emotions a girl her age needs to go through.
Yeah, definitely. What a way to end that fragment. Yes. Another one, or do you want to call it a night now?
No, let's call it a night now. I think now we made good progress.
Let's quickly look at the ones we still have. Are there still any that...
We did the next one.
We did the next one?
Yeah, the conflict between the Hojo family and the Sonozaki family. The argument in the...
Yeah.
So I think we unlocked that.
Alright. The game board must be set up.
It really is like setting up a manga.
Oh yeah. A fragment of Tsumi Hiroboshi, Invitation to an End. And at the end Oh, okay. So we need all of the story bits, and then together we can shape a fragment of each chapter. Himatsubushi, Onikakushi, and so on and so forth.
But we can already do this one.
And it leads to a fragment of Matsuribayashi. Okay.
Because we have 7 fragments now.
No, this is a fragment. The ones that culminate each chapter are a fragment.
I thought the things we're going through are also fragments.
No.
Fair enough.
I think they mean... I'm starting to move them out, so it's those, it's the last ones.
This is even called a fragment of...
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at the titles.
Higurashi is heartbreaking when it wants to be. Ryukishi is too good. My favorite heartbreaking moment of all of Higurashi so far was when I got to launch into, I think, like a 5-6 minutes angry, disappointed monologue about how cheap Russian porn was flooding the Japanese market. But it could never be as good as the real Japanese stuff. I think back in chapter 5. I think it was 5.
That came with some emotions, yeah.
When Keiichi interrupts the hooligans that are trying to fight Shion. Something like that. Chapter 5, that was Keiichi, yeah. Close second would be that time I had to hype up the baseball guy in the toilets in chapter 3, I think it was. And we also talked about
that was a really good scene.
Porn.
Yeah, that was a good scene. It over the top, but it was good.
To this day, I don't know where I got all the air in my lungs from to do all of that. But
I think you resonated with the scene.
Fair, yeah. No, truly, yeah.
Chapter 3 was the hardest for me. Which one was chapter 3 again? Satoko's chapter?
Agreed, that one fucked me. That one...
Or Mion's chapter?
That was the Satoko chapter. Mion Shion was chapter 2. And third one was Satoko. Yeah. When she cries for her Nini. Yeah, that one I feel like hurt me the most. Chapter 5 then, with Shion falling / in the end choosing to roll off to her death down the thing. That one, like,
that was still
made my heart
one
burst.
of my favorite chapters.
Yeah.
The Mion chapter.
Yeah. Chapter 5 comes close second for me. Shion is a horrible person, but her pain was too understandable. Yes. Yeah. What I really appreciate, I was gonna say enjoy, but I don't, it's not actually enjoyment, it's appreciation, is how despite all of those fantastical aspects of a story, like there's Hinamizawa syndrome, there might be ghosts and all of this, it's easy to see the struggle of the individual characters, and depending on your own personal experiences, some of it will hit very close to home. Because it's written very realistically. Is there the whole, and then demons got farted out of the Unigafuji swamp? Yes. But the idea of...
it doesn't take away the emotions.
Yeah, the idea of I don't feel seen, and that hurt me. And I've always been trying to keep up with the others, and that made me feel a certain way. Or I watched my mother leave my father for somebody else, and I'm struggling with this relationship, and now there's somebody else abusing him in that sense. All of these things are things that happen every day. I want to say at least one character in the story of Higurashi probably goes through something that the person reading it has also experienced. And then to see that and to a degree kind of like mirror your own experience like this so clearly, without it being played for laughs or without it being I think denigrated is the right word, put into a negative light. It is what it is. It's not great, it's not enjoyable, but it is what it is. It's shown as such. I applaud that. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yukishi does that concept, there is no such thing as the perfect victim too well. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I want to say the majority of people aren't born evil. I do believe those exist too.
You definitely have people that are just born.
Every now and then there's like a news article like, oh yeah, and there was this 5-year-old kid in a village, and ever since he was able to walk, he would skin cats alive just to watch them suffer. And at that point I'm like, maybe some people are born evil, but the majority isn't. Something happens along the way that makes them the person that they are. And sometimes it's tragic to follow them along the line.
Yeah. There wasn't really much I could personally relate to, but it was written so well that it's easy to empathize. Yeah, that is the advantage as well of fleshing it out so much.
Yes.
And not keeping it superficial.
Yeah, that's also a sign of equality, that even if you don't have that like personal stake in it, that you still can go, despite how the story is, I can still empathize. I get it. I feel the pain. I see the suffering. That's impressive. So does it without making it so black and white or stereotypical. Topics of abuse and trauma is never easy to convey in fiction without coming off superficial and cheap shock value. Yes. Yeah. I
actually disagree with that. Because the moment it gets fleshed out, it never really comes off as superficial or just as shock value.
No, it can be though. When they do it wrong, it can be. It's just like loss porn or like suffering porn. where it's like, oh, look at all of these horrible things that are befalling this character, and then it's just like a laundry list of fucked up things that can happen to a human being. And it's like, okay.
Yeah, fair.
Kind of, in a way, in the sense with Takano. But again, there is the measure of Takano lost her parents early on, which is horrible, but can happen. It happens. That's the thing that happens. Then she goes to an orphanage, and then the orphanage is horrible. And again, even if you aren't an orphan, you will probably, at some point in your life, have seen so much media that depicts orphanages in a certain way like this, that you go, okay, no, that I understand that this happens.
Well, in the end, all you need is just a little bit of empathy.
Yeah.
I think even if you haven't experienced something yourself, if you watch how all of it plays out, and you have that bit of empathy, you can feel along.
Yeah, to be fair, Omori one-shot me, as I can transfer some of the feels. Omori was a different kind of beast, but also the kind of experience that stays with me to this day.
That was
Ruben,
right.
if you've never played Omori, I can definitely recommend it. It's not a visual novel, but without spoiling anything, it hits a similar vein. Yeah.
Omori was really good. It's one of those games where it would be nice to have your memory reset and play it fresh.
Yeah. I was so shocked when you called one of the grand reveals like in the first stream.
I know, right?
That was crazy.
That was pretty good.
In detail. Yeah. I definitely check it out. Please do.
Oh, you haven't actually played it. I don't know why.
Not recommend it enough.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And I think if I have to pick between Omori and Higurashi, I would pick Omori. But that's also because of the gameplay.
What? Go play it right now. I agree. I recommend it. It's really good.
It is really good.
I haven't heard of it. You're welcome. We're not being paid to say this, but Omori is amazing.
100% go look it up now.
Yeah. It is. It's an experience.
And it's also not a visual novel, it's an actual...
It's an RPG.
Like a click and point.
Earthbound. Not like Earthbound exactly, but... Ish. Successfully baited another one. 50 Omori bucks have been deposited into your Omori account, Psycho. JRPG Lite, yes. Yes, very much. Yeah.
Without saying too much, absolutely worth it for the story.
Yes. The gameplay is fun too.
Yeah, the gameplay also really worked. That's why I would also pick it over Higurashi, because it has
gameplay.
It has both worlds.
Yeah, there's lots of story which is really good.
Yeah. And
there's gameplay to break it up. And sometimes the two marry in a way, where the gameplay and the story like intersect, and that's also done very well.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And now we are out of things to say.
Yes, I hope they never make an Omori to Mori. I don't know. I am not out of things to say, Will, because I would say we should rate somebody. Tifa, who did we rate last time? Was it Skinner or Benjima?
I believe it was Benjima, but we can do rock, paper, scissors.
I am trying to find it out. Why can I not see that in Twitch?
Let's just do rock, paper, scissors before you scroll for... who are you? Oh, this one.
Jack. I believe last time we rated Benjima, so I'll be Skinner.
Okay. Oh, we're off.
Yeah, say it then.
Okay, no.
Ha! We're rating Skinner. So let's dream well. See you all next time. Have a good one. Thank you very much for hanging out. If you would like a palate cleanser, I recommend sticking around. If you cannot, please check out Skinner whenever it's convenient for you, we are going to rate him. He is doing a community stream kind of thing, where he is playing Path of Exile 2 together with Benjima. If you don't know
all
Benjima,
of the exiling.
You can also check out Benjima whenever it's convenient for you. They're both great people. But we can only rate one person, so we're gonna be rating Skinner tonight. Yes.
I was gonna say BRB, but
no.
had an awesome weekend.
Be right back on Sunday. Yes, we will take a short break now in a moment, and we will see you again in just under 48 hours.
Pressing the button.
It's like the difference between a nap and a sleep. Thank you everybody for Higurashiing with us and getting some fragments done. We'll see you again on Sunday. Stick around for it if you can. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you.